Everybody, we got myself, we also got Natural Ginger, and we got Ndusi, Jessica Messica as well. Welcome, everybody. So it seems Foodie Beauty is going to Turkey. Where is she gonna? Yeah, so there's a lot we gotta talk about. So let's talk about it. Let me ask Jessica. How are you doing? Badusi's known as Dusi. How are you?
Not Lucy.
Nader
All right,
Hello.
awesome. Hey, Jessica.
I don't want to interrupt anything. I can't stay, but I wanted to say something quickly, if you don't mind, just because I feel like some people might be listening.
Okay.
So I didn't watch Dee Dee and Nader. I stopped, like, I didn't watch any of their content yesterday. But you know how he was reacting to part three? At My name was brought up, and he said that basically he plans on exposing text messages between the two of us. And I just wanted to speak my piece on that really quickly. Um, I don't deny any like contacting him or anything that was said between us. And if he shows anything about me, it still does not make him look any better. I don't know why he thinks exposing women or private conversations or photographs makes him look like any better of a person. It makes him look worse. And I don't care if it makes anybody have a negative opinion on me. I hope that any woman that still supports him or watches him or is in contact with him knows that he will do it to you too. As soon as you stop speaking to him or turn away from him, he will do that to you too. And
Je-
that's why I think Dee Dee could even be scared right now. That I just wanted to say that.
Jessica, can I tell you something? It's
Yes.
eerie, by the way.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, I got my baby with me.
It's okay. I
So
will. Yeah.
listen, everything that this guy has threatened you guys with exposing any photographs that has been shared, you can use that against them. So don't even worry about that because that is actually if anything was shared that was provocative, nudes, da da da, that was supposed to be in private, that's considered revenge porn. Okay, and that's illegal. So he's talking out his butt saying that, oh, well, what you guys did calling the cops on me and making that channel and making those videos. I'm not saying that you did it, but you know what I
Right.
mean. He can miss me with that because there's plenty of footage out there showing him threatening all you ladies with exposing private photographs.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there are more of us. I know there are more people that have sent him things. Like I just like I don't see myself as a victim in this situation. If he shows my private information, I will then see myself as a victim. I don't feel like I was a victim because I did insert myself for the sake of drama, and then I got carried away. Um, I don't deny any involvement. Like everybody knows, I used to block people for them and that I did defend him at some point, but I don't anymore. And I want everybody to know that it's okay to not support him anymore. And like people will still accept you with open arms. It's okay to change your mind about somebody, but him and what they're doing, there's no coming back from that, in my opinion. And the more I piece things together and listen to everything, I do feel like I was heavily like manipulated and used as a tool, but I don't see myself as a victim. But if you show my stuff, if you show anything like that about me, I will see myself as a victim.
Can I ask you a
Very
couple
true.
questions? Do you mind?
Yes, it's fine. I just have to go. I have like 5 minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes.
Do you feel like they were trying to groom you into a certain way of life or a way of being?
I think they tried to, but I really wasn't like um it didn't really work on me because I could tell when they were doing it. So I think they wanted to groom me in a way, but they realized they couldn't use me for that. So then they backpedaled. Like we never got to a point where we were having like phone sex. We didn't do anything. He never sent me nude pictures. Um, I think they wanted it to go in that direction, but at one point he asked me, he's like, would you ever, he asked me if I would ever date him. And I said, no. I said, like, I don't see you like that. We wouldn't get along on that level. And after that, everything kind of went backwards. And in that same conversation, like Dee Dee was around at some point, and I had made a comment. I was like, I would never say I was going to marry or move for some guy that I never met before offline. And then all of a sudden, Dee Dee stopped talking. And I think I offended her by saying that because I think she did that. And I think other women did.
Okay, so that was my other question, was if you ever did any video calls like the one in question.
No. So like everyone else, I was aware of his criminal history. I was aware of his pending charges against, May's charges against him. And I was aware of the things that Foodie had said about him. I'm going to say some stuff and I don't mean to be offensive to anyone, so I'm so sorry. But when he first came on the scene with Foodie, I thought he was a POS. But like I was entertained by like the new character coming in because I wasn't looking at it like real life. You know, when he was jumping in the pant legs, I thought that was funny. Then when Foodie started talking bad about him, she went back and forth so many times that I just thought she was jealous because he moved along. And then when May came around, Foodie went back and forth on her so many times. And then combined with the things he was saying and the things I was hearing, I thought maybe she was a woman scorned. So I didn't take it seriously. And then as far as like the victims, like with his ex, you know, with the stabbing, he openly admitted it. So I was like, okay, if he openly admitted it, maybe it was self-defense. So I was coming into it knowing all of that stuff, but like not really absorbing the gravity of it. But I'm telling you, what we're hearing now from like episode 3 was so triggering and disgusting. It was. And I was a fool for thinking it was funny to do what I did.
Well, that's understandable. And I'd like to, I was just going to say the same thing as Eerie. If he does anything like that, reveals any pictures or whatever, pictures mainly, I think, then you've got a legal foot to stand on.
Yeah.
Do not be ashamed of flirting and having rude conversations with guys and then regretting it afterwards, because it's all part of you. And if you take the power back, then he can't hurt you with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, and the most graphic conversations I've ever had with him were on live stream for everyone to hear. Anybody who watched his channel and knows who I am from that channel, you know I used to cuss people out. You know I used to do sexual chats, but I did it on any type of conversation like that. You all heard it. Did I send a picture of myself? Yes, but to me it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, to me, a boob is a boob is a boob, but I think where it crosses the line, and when you're trying to like hold the fact that you have a picture of somebody's boobs over their head, now that's gross to me. So
well, yeah, exactly. Don't let him threaten you with his power to embarrass you, because you're not embarrassed. It's a boob. It's sexual flirting. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, and I'm telling, the only reason I'm doing this right now is because I want anybody to know, because it seems like he's not getting deplatformed. It seems that YouTube's keeping him up here, and it seems that he still has a platform to lure more women into the trap. Don't send him anything about you, because guess what? You will change your mind about him, and he will threaten you just like he's doing to me. Do not involve yourself with this man. Do not. Do not.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted to say. I'm sorry.
Jessica, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did he manage to get a photo from pretty much anyone who contacted him?
I can't say that for a fact. Like, he never said that to me, but I am under the impression that there's at least a few of us that I'm pretty sure about. I think almost I would say a majority of the people, a very large majority of the people. And you know what you want to know what I apologize for is I feel guilty for like, even when I was trolling, like I was gassing his head up, and I feel bad if I made him seem like an attractive person to any women. I feel bad for my part in that. But what I'm not gonna take on my back is people keep commenting to me and writing me things saying that like, oh, you supported him the whole time, you're just as bad as all of them. I don't agree with that, because I've never once sent him money. I never brought him drugs. I did not platform him. I didn't lie for him to the
Did
police.
he
I've never
ask?
done anything like that. So don't put me on that type of level. Because all I was is I thought I was having fun doing something stupid online, and now look at me.
Did
Yeah,
he
I
ever
mean, it
talk
catches you
about
off guard.
substances?
Did he talk about substances?
Mhm.
The only thing he brought up was about the fact that like the first 4 months he said that he didn't know Foodie was talking bad about him online because he didn't really go on YouTube, but he was told about a family member, and he was like, yeah, she's telling me I did drugs and I did this and that, and he's like, but she was there with me all the time. And I said back, I said I don't judge people that use drugs as long as you don't have kids and stuff like that. And I said, as
Whether
long
she
as you
was
don't
there
let
with him
things
or not,
overtake your life. Yeah.
sorry, whether she was there with him or not, he was still doing them, and that's him trying to bait and switch this situation. You will hear it all today.
I
Sorry.
was so irritated listening to like Wow when Foodie posted the Wow video. It was so irritating to me. She said, I think he might do coke and might do math. Girl,
Right.
might you found a meth pipe on the ground and you smoked it. And you guys, we can hear everybody blowing lines all the time. And she admitted to having cocaine. Why are you saying he might do this? I think one thing we all could pretty much say is there's drugs going on with that. I don't, and the fact that she is dancing around that makes me think that there's a weird involvement with her with that too. But let me be quiet because I'm going too far.
Well, no, I'm just saying I think that might be because she's afraid of what might come back on her.
All right, but if you go and
You
tell the
know.
police, if you go and tell the police that you were abused, the police don't care that you use drugs. If
I
you
know,
say
but
someone, if you say someone assaulted you while you were
right.
under the influence, the police are not going to charge you for drug charges. They're going to worry about the thing at hand.
Right. Exactly. I don't think
So
she
anybody who
realizes
thinks that
that.
too, that's BS. They don't care about that. Just like, and I'll say this is the police are not going to care about this Dee Dee situation until Dee Dee chooses to care about it. Unless, like, if the neighbors call the police one time because they hear them fighting and the police show up and Dee Dee has injuries, the police will care. But every single time the police knock on that door and Dee Dee says, no, I'm just fine. Those videos are old. Those videos were taken out of context. The police are not going to care.
Correct.
So somebody who
said that last night. Correct.
What? So Chantal, I know you want to say a victim has like, you know, it's not a victim's responsibility to do anything. Chantal, you guess what? You don't have to do anything if you don't want to, but stop crying on the internet that you were abused and using it like a little carrot to dangle over people when you won't do anything about it. Because Dee Dee's not doing that. Dee Dee might be worse because she's lying and saying she never was abused, but Chantal's crying she was abused, giving facts about abuse, and then not going to the police and talking about it every day.
Right.
Correct.
That's her problem. We're not saying you didn't get abused. We're saying stop effing talking about it if you're not going to do something because you just think it's like something to brag about at this point.
What she's doing is playing the abuse Olympics. She thinks she's the top winner, the gold medalist. It's not a competition, honey. And
no.
Can I just say
just
one
wants
thing?
to say, like I said yesterday, she wants the same reaction that everyone else is getting, but she can't get it because we've already heard it all a million times. So
She ain't
she's
gonna
not
get that
going to get that
reaction
reaction
She ain't gonna
everybody.
get that reaction from me
wanna-
because I'm gonna tell you why. Sorry, Hannibal. 1 second.
Oh, go ahead.
You, my dear,
I gotta
made
step out. Sorry.
fun of CSA. You literally told a CSA victim that he's full of crap. So you can miss me with whatever show you're putting on. Go on live and rage. Let's see how you can rebuttal that one, sweetheart.
Hi everybody. How y'all doing?
Hey, Kurt.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Curl.
Hi.
Let me piggyback
everybody.
off of Jessica real quick with saying that
Plus, Medusi.
just because that we all as a community, especially on this side of the foodieverse, we might need to prepare ourselves for a lot more people defecting from his channel that we see all the time. A lot more people getting away from him, especially now with all this stuff coming on. So I say welcome these people. I say let's find out what's going on. Let's see what their involvement was. So I can understand Jessica getting a lot of hate and getting a lot of people doubting her, but I mean, it, like she said, people have the right to change their mind. And so there could be people for whatever reason supporting him now, that could absolutely change their mind by the end of the day and be over here trying to chat it up with us. So just keep an open mind about some of these things. I know it's very hard and it's very emotional. Everything is very dirty and stinky down here in the foodieverse, but keep in mind, people are allowed to change their mind. We can all switch sides.
Yep.
Well, you noticed that he wasn't raging and out of control after this video has come out.
Oh,
'Cause
yes.
Because he really can't, he could say that it's fake all he want, but he really can't deny what was heard and what we saw on that video.
Oh, Curl, you're right. And I also loved it. We all saw it, didn't we? He was focusing, oh, well, you're not showing what you said and that. Nader, that doesn't matter. You're not saying why you did it. Why, and we can't hear her, is not the point. Really, now, at this point, it really doesn't. I couldn't give a fuck. I really couldn't. But he's the bait and the switch, put something in to deviate from what's really going on. The wind was taken out of their sails. You know, she was sat there all stony fence. I'm all right. I told her she was all right. She's not bothered. She really isn't. Don't be worried about her. I'm more worried about the threats to Shoo Shoo. And I don't know Shoo Shoo, but he threatened her. And things like that. And also in the wider scope of things and how it's affecting the community and people in his real life. But Dee Dee is on her own. For me, that's just my feeling on this. But yes, it was focusing on all the wrong things. And there was loads of questions being asked in his chat that he did not answer. And by the way, everybody that was watching him, fucking shame on you. Shame on you for being there, watch thousands and thousands of people watching and people sending him chats. I know they were sending him chats and sending him uncomfortable questions because they wanted to know things. I can understand that. I must admit, I can understand that. But all those people watching and all those subs, shame on you. Anybody see the last video from what's it called again? Alex is shook. Look how shook Alex is shook was.
Right.
That he was. Oh yeah, we saw that.
He was, yeah. It's taken a toll on everybody, you know, especially the reactors.
I know, and it's it's really difficult. But for him, I'm not bothered at all. I just want him off. I want him off the platform.
I have to piggyback off you when you're done, okay?
Yeah. I don't know I don't know what's going to happen legally with them. I really don't. With the police, I don't know. I really don't know how police in Canada operate with situations like this. So it's all bluff and bluster on his part and her part. They're not bothered with the dynamic of their relationship. They just need to be off YouTube.
I agree.
And I'm going to piggyback off you, Natural Ginger, and agree. Look, at the end of the day, we may not be the biggest fans of some or all of the ex-moderators who were there during some of the really bad episodes. The thing is, for me personally, it's no longer about, oh, screw this one. No. Small fries, right? I have my eye on a goal, and that goal is to get Nader El-Shami off of freaking YouTube, where he no longer has a pool of vulnerable women to pick from. That's my goal. So I'm going to listen to what people have to say. It doesn't mean that you're a fan of them or that you're like going to be best friends and share a cup of coffee. You're going to listen because what they have to say may provide what's necessary.
Right.
To get him off the platform. And finally, to Foodie Beauty, you provided him the platform. And yes, you are responsible for this monster being here. Period, point blank. You can sugarcoat it. There's a lot of holes in your story when you're sitting there crying, oh, I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a victim. And that's why people don't ever like to agree with you, because you take a hand, instead of the hand, you take the whole arm and you ride with it to make a story and another narrative. You provided him this platform. You could have him deplatformed. You could have reported him. Instead, you're reporting other people. Why aren't you reporting him? Explain that one.
I've been telling her for days the exact same thing, that she has done this and she is not taking any responsibility. If she wanted any type of redemption, the first step would be accepting responsibility and her role in this by platforming him, bringing him to this platform. And I truly think that, again, if she had any kind of self-control, self-reflection, that she would see that she has done this. She could take, but because she doesn't, she's stuck in victim mode, and she has Wonder Woman's bracelet on, where she can deflect anything and everything and be just as hypocritical as she wants to, because she insults everybody. She flat out attacked the panel yesterday, which has me on fire. I will address that later, but she flat out attacked the panel and then turned around and said that she's the victim in all this. Ma'am, that's complete.
She just wants everyone to say, Chantal, you're a victim. We feel so sorry for you. I hope you're okay. What can we do to make your life better? That's what she wants to hear from everybody all the time, all day and all night.
Well, she's going to continue to hear that, Chantal, you could have fixed this. This would have been over if you would have allowed those charges to go through. Period. Done.
Right.
This would have been it. You would have had your day in court. You could have pled the victim all day long and you could have won. But guess what? That's not what you chose. You chose instead to drop charges, whether you were coerced or not. You chose that. And then you continued up until 2 weeks ago, if not even last night, to be honest with you, to try to get back with him, to try to see him. And you were constantly flip-flopping sides. One night in your deleted streams, you want to say that you're going to side with, you're going to unblock Nader and Dee Dee so that you can join up with them to take down Jennifer Corvina. And then the next morning, oh, well, Jennifer was right to drop those videos and to expose all of this. And I'm such a victim and I've been saying this all along. And then you hate everybody who's telling you the truth. Like, at least 92,000 people at this point have told you to leave this man alone for at least a year. And all of a sudden, your short bus ass done pulled up like, oh, I think I should leave him alone now. Man, get out of here with that.
Use your public figure clout, Chantal. You're a public figure, are you not? Use it now. Show what you're really made of.
If you can report other reaction channels, then report him.
Exactly.
That's also
it's simple. Sorry. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's sorry. I wanted to first jump in and say thank you for allowing me to come on panel, Monty. And it's actually great to really actually be on a panel with Erie and the rest of you guys. But anyway, that was my point that I made, that I was thinking this morning, because Chantal has claimed before, and I don't really know, but she's claimed before to have connections with YouTube. And it's true, because in my mind, there's got to be some connection, because she was able to come back from YouTube to YouTube so quickly after she was, I guess, the temporary ban, whatever the hell happened. Anyway, and she also is able to strike other channels so easily all the time. And when she does something, it seems to actually be effective. But when other people try to report her or Nader, it never seems to actually do any good. Like, we've been doing this for months now, if not longer, and they're still freaking here. Like, right? What? Like, why? Like, I just don't understand. At this point, I am so close to being done with YouTube altogether, canceling my YouTube premium and just being like, you know what? If you don't want to listen to the people that are paying you for an actual service, then what's the point of me actually like reporting when somebody disobeys your terms of service?
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize if any of that was very frank. It's just, if you have a terms of service, TOS, what is the point if somebody continuously breaks them and is not punished for it?
That is a very good point. If you've got YouTube Premium or you are a member of a YouTube community, you know, through member chats or whatever, there should be some comeback there for, you know, like on other streaming services, shall we say. I never thought of that, John. That is a very good point.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I've been thinking about a lot of different things and a lot of different theories here lately. And it's just, maybe I'm becoming obsessed. That's a good possibility. But I'm just at the point where I'm just done with this because it doesn't make sense anymore to keep allowing this type of behavior.
That's
and
true.
It's not that I hate, you know, Foodie Beauty or Chantal, whatever you want to call her. It's not that I hate her to hate her. But at this point, she has blatantly violated terms of service so many times. And she gives that
daily.
excuse, oh, exactly. I'm afraid to get in trouble. That's why I delete. You're not afraid to get in trouble because you know darn well you've been in trouble once and they just gave you your platform right back to you. You're not afraid.
Yes. Make sure if you are canceling your YouTube Premium over this, that you're tweeting at YouTube Twitter.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Definitely. I will definitely be doing that.
Because that someone just said that they did it over that. And I'm like, make sure if you are doing it over that, you need to tweet at them and say, I am doing this because of this.
And I've been tweeting at them continuously the past couple of days, like not as severe as some people do. But here lately, especially with all that's coming out, it's like, this is ridiculous. It's maddeningly ridiculous that these people are still allowed.
It is. Yes. It is.
And especially after, I mean, and I'm not trying to be biased here, but I'm a big fan of Gary Unfiltered. Huge fan. I love being in the Unfiltered squad. But for her to actually report a video she didn't even watch about Gary.
She was going a little too hard on Gary. I don't know what your obsession is. One day you're talking all like, oh, what was said about Gary is horrible. And then the next day you're, oh, well, screw you. You're not a victim. I'm going to report you. No. You look like a fat this, that, and the other. Foodie, don't come in his chat again. Don't come in his chat again.
It's just like she's the only victim. And I've frankly had enough of it. Like, I mean, and the fact is, I mean, he came up on here and he went through his own trauma to disclose this information to all of us, which he didn't have to do, but he did. Because there was some things I kind of already suspected, but wasn't my business, not my need to ask. Excuse me. But he was able to come out here and tell us the truth. And he demonetized himself out of noble reasons. So it's not
I don't even know why that became an issue, to be honest. Like, it's funny because you would think people would be like, oh, you're just trying to make money. And he's like, actually, no, I'm not trying to make money. I'm demonetizing. Oh, you're like, that was just kind of like a little bizarre.
Oh, like Nader said, he was crying and begging for money. And I'm like, you
wasn't.
Nader
Did you pay attention?
No, like Nader is in attack mode. He's attacking everything and anything for views. He is trying to get a lot of money. He doesn't know what's going to happen. He may even be trying to get a good lawyer. Who knows? But he is going for everything, everyone, and he's using the most vile way. And I don't know about these videos and why they're slowly being drip dropped onto YouTube, but whatever the effect is supposed to bring awareness, it's supposed to expose Nader, it's supposed to be a woman scorned video. I'm not sure actually, but all it's doing is funneling money back to both of these people. Everybody involved in this foodieverse is now getting double the views that they had last week, all because of this.
That's right as well. And I'd also like to point out something that Destiny, I hope I said your name right, or Destiny, in the chat saying she's heard that the channels, related to striking Monty and Gary and Yabba is because of Chantel's now food tube YouTube manager. That gives her more of an in to report Nader if she has a YouTube manager, a food tube. Why do I keep saying that? Could be a thing. If she's got a YouTube manager, she's got more of an in or an opportunity to report Nader.
That's another point that I was going to make. And thank you very much, Natural Ginger, for saying that, because as I was trying to, because I think it was French Fry Girl that made the post this morning on Twitter. And as I said, she's the one, again, she's claimed many times has a connection to YouTube. And I'm like, if you have that connection, then you should be reporting Nader for this crap constantly. But she won't do it. Even if she did have a connection, she's not going to do it because she's not done with him.
Of course not.
And she's still hoping to go back to him. And that's what's like,
Absolutely.
sorry.
Yes. Hi, panelists and Monty. Can everybody hear me?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Lisa.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have a few thoughts on the wellness check that the police did at Dee Dee's place. So police come. Well, I live in Montreal, so I know for a fact that the police, when they're called for a wellness check or domestic abuse, they come inside, and if they had stepped foot into that condo, they would see all the holes that were patched up on the walls. And that proves that he's abusive.
But if she chooses not to say anything, then there's nothing they can do about it.
But it's a part of their job to detect all these signs, and they can tell when a woman is like subdued and following the abuser's narrative. It's their job. If they said that, oh, there's been Nader was saying that there's an investigation going on. I don't think that they started the investigation or anything like that, because they would just go into their records and see that he has a court date coming up for an SA charge.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they would link it to what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they would make them go into the police station and make a formal whatever, like, you know, in-depth questioning with the people who are already dealing with the charge, with
they will have been
SA
looking
charge.
round, Lisa, won't they? The police will have gone in, and then they will be clocking everything. They won't have said a word about what they were looking at to Nader and Dee Dee.
This
And
is
you're
why
right
I was
about
struggling
that.
to believe that, because I said this morning, because I'm also known as Jolene. I changed my name on YouTube because of a joke in Gary's chat. But anyway, so Joanne, Jolene, it's not that big of a difference. But anyway, I made this point this morning. I don't think the police showed up. And I'm sorry. I understand that's Monty, you know, I just don't think that we get the whole story. I don't think they showed up, because even if Dee Dee didn't press charges, I don't think he would have been able to sit there as smugly as he was and say, oh, you know, they're here, they're going to investigate for us on our behalf. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make enough sense to me to fully believe it happened.
And he always talks like the police is on his side.
Correct.
All the time.
Right? Like he's going to be vindicated for whatever, that all these women are lying and
jealous because
he's not exactly that they're scorned and all this bullshit.
Hey everyone, this is Farida. Sorry, I didn't know when to jump in. It's my first time on here.
Mine too.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you. I just want to say two things that were just on my mind. The first being, as I'm not from Egypt, I'm from a neighboring Arabic country. I'm Palestinian, but I do know, the one thing I know is he's acting like the big bad wolf here. Oh, you know, I'm untouchable. I'm sure. I also don't believe the police came. I'm sure he's petrified inside of him. But I want to say something, that if he was back home in Egypt, just because I grew up overseas as well, they will take they take matters into their own hands. The police doesn't really obviously there's police presence, there's law, but when you do things like what he's doing now, let me just tell you, your punishment will be very severe. I mean, he's acting like all high and mighty now, but if anybody caught wind of what he's doing here, there, people, they don't care. There's police. They will say it's honor killing or things like that. They don't, he's, and I even wonder, do they know the extent of, now that he's on YouTube and things are coming out? I'm just wondering, do other people or his friends or, do they know, what's starting to happen and everything? Because he would not get away with this. Sorry, I had a call come in. That's my number one point. The number two thing that I want to say is to these women, I don't have, it's not shaming. My issue is that, like Chantel, the problem that I started having, I get there's a lot of DV victims and everything. Of course, I went online to educate myself, the signs and everything. The problem that I start having with some of these women is when, like Chantel's case, you're financially independent. You didn't need him. It's only when he, like rejected you or something like that, it's like, okay, now I'm going to have my revenge. And it's not like she's saying every time she's on there, or when she was trying to attack you guys yesterday, the panel, and, let's talk about the statistics. You're not a statistic. You kept going back willingly. A lot of these women have kids. They're financially dependent. They're groomed and brainwashed from such early on. I'm not saying she wasn't, abused. I do believe that. I do believe everything he's doing is classic, abuse. But it just bothers me. It bothers me so much that only when he rejects somebody or does something like those videos, I'm sure a lot of people agree. Why is it just now that you have these videos up? Weren't you concerned when you were seeing this before and witnessing him attacking a woman? That wasn't a problem for you. I just wish these women would know their self-worth, and that you don't need a man. Don't send nudes to somebody. And you already knew he was a dangerous person. I just wish these women would value themselves and have self-worth. You are enough. You do not, because I've had friends kind of in that position where they do all this for a guy, and he's just dragging them on. You are enough. You don't need somebody to validate you. You don't need to involve yourself with somebody like that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yes,
You're
definitely.
absolutely right.
And I just wanted to say that the women who might have sent him explicit videos or pictures, they shouldn't be ashamed to come forward, because they know, I mean, like, the police know, it's their job. They've seen this over and over again, like, they know the situation. They know that they're being brainwashed. They know that they're being groomed. So it's all a part of the cycle.
Oh, yes, I agree with that. I agree. Of course, nobody should be ashamed. Nobody. I mean, it's not your.
And Chantal, when she said, oh, like, if I go now, they're just going to laugh at me. No, they would not laugh at you. They would take you seriously, because they know that it's a part of the cycle for a woman to take back their statement when they're in an abusive relationship. That's what I think.
Sorry.
And I don't think that she would make a good witness, like, on the stand. I don't think she's mentally strong enough for that. But I do think that she has power. She can totally change this around, but she chooses not to, because she's not done with him. She is not done with him. She would go back to him at the drop of a hat. She really would. And also, she needs to get help. She is a very disturbed person.
She's very delusional.
I
Is what
agree.
she is.
She has made up this fantasy in her head that
Never
she might have a chance
existed.
with Nader. She might have a chance with Nader. But she doesn't want to play the dom and sub game that Nader wants to play. But also, I think that the whole dom and sub thing that he's saying is just under a pretense to get into these women's heads. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think he uses it
Yeah.
as a cover to become abusive, and that's not
Yes.
what a dom and
Yes.
sub
That's
relationship is, from what I
exactly.
understand.
I
I'm gonna
agree.
clarify.
I agree. He uses it as an end to
Yes.
get abusive, and then he uses it to hold over their head as well. You signed a contract kind of thing, but I don't even
Right.
think it's a real contract. I looked at some. I looked them up. I'm sorry.
I mean,
It's not legally binding.
No, it's not.
it
It's
can't
not
be.
legally
I mean,
binding. It's just between them two, and it means nothing if she's being abused.
Right.
and the thing
You
is a
know.
dom and sub relationship, from what I've understood, and I've had a lot of people tell me, and I've researched it myself just out of curiosity. I'm not in the BDSM community, but it seems like the sub is supposed to be the one that has the most control in all reality, because they are the ones that decide what happens and what doesn't happen. And they also have, their safe words, and they're like, hey, if this is something I'm uncomfortable with, we stop automatically. We're done. And then the dom is supposed to be responsible for actually providing aftercare for each of these sessions to make sure that the sub is still comfortable and is okay with all of these sexual acts that I'm not going to even talk about. But
Right, but the sub is the one who sets the limits because they're the one that it's being inflicted upon. So they are the ones that have the say as what's allowed and what's not.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. The
Yeah,
sub has most of the control, not the dom, who
right.
obviously, and Nader is not a dom. He's just a straight up.
Jerk.
Yeah, I was going to say other words, but
By
The
by the way,
Can I say
absolute
something? Can I
but
say something?
I just want
the
to say
absolute
something.
evil that you see in his black eyes is horrifying. He
Oh yeah,
has the meanest, I don't know, devil-like glare I've seen.
He's a coward.
he's
And
He's
another.
a coward that can
He
only
is. Oh,
the
sorry.
only power he feels is when he's hurting women, and that's why he goes after anyone he feels vulnerable. That's a coward to me.
right.
To me, by the way, I would just want to say something that's laughable. I'm not Muslim, but I still, know, grew up in that culture. But it's laughable to me because he will not eat pork. It's against Islam to eat pork. However, it's against Islam to do drugs. It's against Islam to even have sex before marriage, let alone all this,
and drink alcohol.
And
I mean,
drinking
there's
alcohol.
Yeah.
so many things. Exactly. It's like, oh, you just chose bacon. Oh, good for you. You gotta, that you stop at. But alcohol is okay. Alcohol is a big no. Having sex before marriage is a big no. Obviously, doing drugs is a big no. It's funny how he just stops at bacon.
And a true
And he
Muslim.
didn't, and he doesn't practice Ramadan, right? He didn't
I don't
do
think
it.
he did.
No, I don't
I
think he
don't, yeah,
fasted
because
because
you
it was
can't have
during
sex
Ramadan.
during Ramadan.
And I
Oh yeah,
wanted to
that's
point
true.
out too that, with his sexual deviance, I'm pretty sure that is actually not halal either. You're actually supposed to respect women in Muslim cultures. I mean, I know that's a
Right.
misconception with people that don't understand different religious cultures, but in Islam, you are supposed to actually respect your women.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand that. That just seems to like go over their heads, and I
It's
get it.
it's in extreme Islam that sometimes things happen, but it's not
Exactly. women. I mean, the thing
Islam
is,
is supposed to be a peaceful
exactly.
religion.
And women's, the thing, just what she was saying, like I do understand women, Islam gets a bad rap for things. I mean, I'm not here to talk about religion, but the one thing, women are very, their reputation is very sacred. Even us, Arab Christian, it's the same thing. Like, you're in the Arab culture generally, your reputation is like glass. I mean, not no joke. If it breaks, it's very hard to put back. So when you have somebody like him doing this stuff to women, that's why I say, if anybody gets word of what he did, and let me tell you, like, there have been honor killings, and the police doesn't really do anything because they know, but they take that stuff absolute to avenge somebody's reputation. That's they there's a saying in Arabic, "Innar wal ars," which means hell rather than shame. So, like, meaning I will
Yes.
rather go to kill than have shame. So the fact that he's doing this to these women, like, for instance, Dee Dee, if she had family, let's just say they're over there, oh my god, he would have got what he punishment for what he's done.
I had said this the other day. It's not his culture or his religion why he acts the way he does. It is just him, and he's pure evil.
I also want to add on
Yeah.
to what Frida said, if I could, real quickly. Sorry, you were talking about. Oh God, I'm sorry, my brain is scrambled today. But you were
Could I
talking about
just
how.
ask? Could I just interject here? I've just been hearing what you've said.
Sorry, yes, ma'am. Go right
Excuse
ahead.
me. But Dee Dee has said she has been through these relationships before, and all her boyfriends have been Arabic. What does that mean?
Oh, I
Well,
didn't know she said that. She said that they were all Arabic. I didn't know that.
yes,
Yeah,
Mhm.
they
but she
have
said the
been.
last relationship was the same. The guy was abusive in her last relationship.
See, I want to say or point out that I think because of this, she probably doesn't know what an actual real dom and sub relationship truly means.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or she's just used to a very abusive relationship. I don't know
No,
exactly.
exactly. Excuse me, she didn't
You're
say
fine.
that they were all abusive. She says they were doms.
And that's what confuses me, because in the BDSM community, from what I have learned, because again, I've researched this out of curiosity. That's all it is, curiosity, to make sure I'm not having misconceptions in my own thoughts. But from what I understand, it's still a very respectful relationship, regardless of what happens in the bedroom and what you're into and what you like, because there's a lot of aftercare that goes into it. There's a lot of making sure that everything is okay, that the submissive is okay with everything that's going on, and that they have their limits. So my wondering is like, so has Dee Dee just been subjected to actual abusive relationships and not been aware of it? Or is she an actual masochist that gets off on pain? And I'm not trying to blame her as a victim. Please don't even say that. It's just that something's
Yeah, I
not
know.
right. And I'm having trouble forming an opinion on whether maybe she just doesn't understand how an actual dom and submissive relationship is supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's been in them before, how the heck have they treated her
Mm-hmm.
in the past? Because it seems to her that the relationship she has with Nather is okay. And here's the thing. I also understand that when you're in an abusive relationship, you're not going to sit there and you're not going to, call out your abuser, your predator. You're not going to call them out. So I know that what we see online may not be how she actually feels. But at the same time, she's done this so many times. Like, is this her norm? Or is this just, I don't understand. I don't understand how you can accept that, because I watched my mother be abused. My mother was abused. My father was abusive towards myself and my younger siblings. My younger brother was a shaken baby. I've seen a
Oh, I'm
lot of crap.
sorry.
No, it's fine. And I didn't want to say it like that, but it's just, I've seen a lot of crap, been through a lot of crap. And it disturbs me on a whole new level that somebody is willing to accept this. My mother, yes, she did go back to her abuser when she found out she was pregnant with twins because she thought that was the best thing for her children. And in the end, things turned really bad. Like Monty said this morning, usually it happened, the only reason they pull away is if something really bad happens, like they hit a rock bottom or somebody ends up in jail. And unfortunately, that was the situation. My brother almost died. Both my parents ended up in jail, even though it wasn't my mother's fault. And
Oh, I'm sorry. After you're finished, can I say something, please?
no, you're fine. I'm sorry. I'm pissed. So I'm kind of just
Go ahead.
ranting.
I understand.
And I apologize if I'm, trauma dumping. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying it pisses me off when I see these situations happen and there's just.
No, you're making very good points.
Right.
You're making very good points.
Well, what I wanted to say was to Skinny Queen, I am very sorry that Chantel attacked you the way she did. She talked about you so bad, and that was uncalled for. And I apologize that even happened to you.
You're
Also,
so sweet. Thank you. And don't feel bad, you guys, because that's just who she is.
but
And
also look, you notice that Foodie and what's his name, Nader, they're just alike. What they do is they get on the internet, they attack their subs, they dox people. Then Foodie want to cry victim. Then she switched side. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, they're one in the same, if you ask me. They both do the same thing. They attack their subscribers.
It's a diversion. It's a diversion. The reason she attacked Skinny is because she had nothing better to talk about. She wanted to make some money, so she went after the low hanging fruit.
yep, it's content,
Imagine
and
that.
she doesn't have she really doesn't have anything. She nitpicks things with people too. And
She's
she
a nerd.
lies about them. Because what she was narrative she was trying to say is that I was an addict. Honey, get over yourself. You're the addict. But
Your mic is gone.
because she's horrible.
Yeah, you had cut out. I think
You just completely cut out.
your internet or something. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else had anything to add while Skinny Queen deals with the connectivity issue?
Yeah, I just also wanted to say that Dee Dee might be feeling threatened also by the fact that Nader goes to visit her mom on his own.
Yes, that is a
What?
very good point.
Yes, at
I
one
didn't
point,
know that.
yeah, there was a
Yes.
live stream where
It was
Dee Dee said,
actually
"Oh, like I'm gonna wash the dishes, and Nader's gonna go bring my mom like dinner or something."
actually that was and I think that was I think Monty was the one who saw that maybe or looked it up, but it was on April the 3rd. I think April the 2nd or April the 3rd, like right after all this crap went down supposedly. This is why I say I'm not a big fan of Kiwi Farms because they do a lot of doxing in some situations that I don't think is fair. But if there's a way that they could contact her brother respectfully, don't laugh at me.
I'm sorry. I
They
heard
would
her
see that as
brother
cow
is.
tipping.
Well,
I know. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible person. Crucify
No,
me.
you're not horrible.
I'm a
What's the
horrible
status
person.
of
Okay,
Dee
just
Dee's brother?
but
No,
I
you're
heard
actually you're a hopeful person. That's what.
I'm
I
just
heard
I'm
he's
just
up.
scared for her mother at this point because I don't think
Mm-hmm.
Nader needs to be anywhere near her.
I
Because
agree.
And
at this
And
point right now, if Dee Dee is in an abusive relationship with him and she doesn't see it yet, and she may not, and I believe me, I don't have much respect for her. but I can understand what it's like for a woman to be in an abusive relationship and do crap that she shouldn't, because
And that's
they are
why
so,
he needs deplatforming. That's why he needs deplatforming, because
you're very right.
everyone is
Yes,
very
ma'am.
like reliving trauma that they've been through. You're thinking of, because I've been there too, right? Like I was just there
Yes.
yesterday. I
Yes,
had my
ma'am.
moment because I saw it through my sister. This is affecting everyone in the community, and it needs to stop. Dee Dee, unfortunately, is in a cycle that only she can push herself out of. I think that one stayed. No, did he say that goes? Okay. Oh, sorry,
No,
guys.
I agree,
Still
because I
moving.
just trauma dumped on a bunch of random strangers. I mean, I
No, no,
know
no,
all
no.
of
It's
you, but
not
you don't
that
even
you
know
trauma
me.
dumped. It's the fact that they're affecting everyone and they don't care. When they shut off
Yeah.
the live stream, do you think they think of, oh, I wonder if it was too much. I wonder if I hurt anyone. No, they don't care. They're going straight into their studio to see how many super chats they got. How much
Yeah.
views did they get? How much money did
Exactly.
we make?
And it's still frustrating because, like, I know better. I should walk away. But it's, again, like some people have said, it's one of those train wrecks that sometimes, or car accidents, whatever, that you can't look away from. But it still infuriates me, especially when there are good people like Gary and Monty. Both of y'all are wonderful human beings, by the way. And I'm not just saying that. I mean that. In my opinion, I
Most of
think you're.
us have been involved since the beginning, and it's hard to walk away completely and not see what's happening, because
I
we
mean, I walked
know.
away months ago before Nader even was in the picture, because I was a big fan of Charlie Gold, and then all this drama went on and Charlie was being canceled, and I'm just like, I didn't think it was fair, because I'm like, if somebody doesn't hold Chantal accountable, what's going to happen? And I'll be damned, or I'll be darned, excuse me. What happened? She wasn't held accountable for anything, and now she's even twice as worse than she was when, things were mild.
Her
Oh,
day
but
is
now
coming,
she's
though.
offering Dee Dee a deal. Leave Nader and I will platform you and you can be as quote unquote famous and
Yes.
well off as me.
What
What
That's
does
are
she
you
because
doing,
she.
think?
Foodie?
That's
Oh,
because she
sorry.
wants him. That's because she wants him. She's.
Why does she think she's a celebrity?
Oh, did you not remember her going into New York being like, I just tell them I'm a celebrity, guys, and
Yeah.
they'll be okay. You ain't a celebrity. Who lied to you? Who lied to you? And then on a petty side, can we stop Miss Thang saying that you're the best looking person out of all the reaction channels? Okay.
I mean,
All
and she
right.
had the
In the
nerve to
words
still
of
talk
New
crap about
York,
Gary.
someone lied to you several times. Someone
Mm-hmm.
lied to you several times.
And look, I want to be fair when I say this, because I am a 300-pound woman. I have lost some weight due to some medical issues. I have legit IBS. I know Chantal likes to say she does have it, but I actually have a diagnosis from an actual freaking doctor. But I have lost about 30 pounds, so I am down to 300. So I'm still a big
Congratulations.
woman. Well, no, it's not congratulations, but I appreciate it. Because it sucks, because I'm
No,
constantly
that's
sick.
an accomplishment, though.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, but I'm constantly sick, and my doctors are just like, well, is it really a bad thing? This is where I do believe there is some kind of like
Oh
fat
yeah,
shaming going
that's
wrong in the medical world.
Prejudice.
I've been through
Prejudice,
all
yes,
that.
that
They
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah.
that's a good word. Thank you. Because I'm actually a big fan of you, hot ass. I actually am,
Oh,
because
thank
you
you.
just seem to be so confident and I just wish I could reach that level, because I absolutely still hate my body and I hate myself. But my thing is like, I'm 300 pounds. So anything I say about Chantal isn't because of her weight or who she is as a person. It's because I've dealt with so much crap. And I have tried my best to be as presentable as possible to society. Like, I shower twice a day. I have a job. I am a CNA. So I work in the medical field.
Nice.
I'm not a
Be
nurse. I'm not a
careful your
doctor.
knees, girl. Seriously, my friend, she's been she's been a nurse for a long time and she's been a big girl as a nurse a long time and now she can't be a nurse anymore because of her knee.
Yeah, my knees, my back, it's already killing me, and I'm only 26. Like, I don't care how.
Yeah, so
I don't
just
care.
be
I'm only
careful.
26. Look, it's killing me, but I love taking care of people because it's the only thing I'm actually good at. But like, it just infuriates me when Chantal comes up here and she's constantly like, "You're fat shaming me, you're bullying me," and I'm just like, no, not even with me. Like, I will say some things about the way she looks because she makes it very presentable for us, okay? But what I'm saying is just like, it's not because of this, it's because of your freaking attitude. I can
Look,
have a
Hannibal
job.
and I agree on this. If you can dish it, you can take it, right, Hannibal?
Exactly.
No,
100%. You gonna stop telling
I
people
agree
how
with
they
that.
look and how they smell, and then turn around and tell us you got 3 STDs and expect us to think you smell like a bed of roses. No, ma'am.
Right.
no, I totally agree. Like, I didn't even actually, and again, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I'm a CNA, but I like to read up and be as informed because I just love medical knowledge in the sense of the human body. Like, it just fascinates me, as it should. But anyway, it just, I didn't even know that she had like one of those parasite infections. And then I'm just like, that
Yeah.
explains why
She
the
had a
hell you stunk
protozoa.
so bad for so
Mhm.
long and why you still do, because you probably didn't finish your course of antibiotics like you were supposed to. You thought, oh,
Yeah.
I was feeling
Yep.
better, so you stopped taking them because you don't
And
care
let's
about
not
your body.
forget she drip dries.
Oh God,
Mm.
yes, that. Oh Lord.
And
that's
that
what
will cause
frustrates me.
UTI infections and everything else.
She gives big girls a bad name, and that's what makes me
She
so
does.
mad. Because
She
Yeah,
when
does.
big
I
girls
want to
sell,
say something about that. Sorry. You seem like, is it Joanne? I'm sorry
you
if
can
I'm
call
saying
me
it.
Joanne, you can call me Jolene, whatever.
Okay, Joanne. I just want to say you seem like such an amazing and lovely person just from hearing you throughout the day. And
Well, thank
to
you.
me, honestly, like you guys said, she does give,
Big girls, you
people,
can say it.
big girls.
Any
I'm trying to.
girl. She
I'm
gives
like, what's the
any
right,
woman.
bad name? Because really, I remember I worked with somebody. My friend's girlfriend. He had a girlfriend, and she was a big girl. She was so confident. I was actually jealous of her confidence. She walked like, I mean, it wasn't confidence with arrogance. It was like, I'm big, I own it. And it was just radiated. And to me, like you guys said, Chantel, it's not, they always like to use that card about, oh, fat shaming, or Amberlyn, oh, fat shaming. No, I mean, when you do these disgusting or vile things and don't present yourself, well, of course people are going to say something. It's not about your size, it's about your
Right.
attitude, because there's a lot of big beautiful women out there, and they're gorgeous, and it's not, a beauty comes in all sizes. I know it sounds, but it's true, it really is, because she just thinks that's why people are going after her. No, it's because you
Your
go to the
personality
restroom.
sucks.
Yes, you go to the restroom, you don't wash your hands. I'm sorry, but to me that's gross. Like,
Look,
maybe am I the only one here, or
no,
No.
Foodie needs
No,
to
that's gross.
understand that if
I'm like, can you wash your hands at least? Can you at least not? There's certain things I always do. I do believe there's some mystery. Like, in a relationship, I always like to have mystery a little bit. And, I don't want to be showing,
She doesn't
especially
leave much
things.
to the imagination, as my grandma would
Exactly.
say. As my
Especially with
nana would
her.
say.
Yes, exactly. And she's like, thinks it's just it's fat shaming. No, it's because the way you behave, and not just that, even the way you are with your subscribers, the way you are to people, you're not nice. You are not even, you know what? There have been times I felt bad for her when she's cried because of him, because I do believe the stuff he did these things. And then she turns around
Yes.
like yesterday, and she starts attacking as it Skinny Queen, I believe. And she's
Yes.
saying these vile things. Like, she becomes this disgusting person. And she doesn't even want her cats. I mean, the fact that alone, when your cat was whatever he did to your cat last time, that alone should have just been, he was an animal abuser. He should have left. But you
Look,
just
if
all
my
these.
dogs don't even like somebody, I have an issue, because I
Yeah,
trust
no,
my
they
but
dogs'
sense
instinct above
these
anybody
things.
else's.
No, animals
how
have
do
sixth sense. They sense these things, and she just, like I
They
said, she
do.
just constant, like, her personalities just stinks. It's nothing to do with her size.
how do I pronounce your name? Is it Farida or
Uh,
Farida?
it's Farida. Yeah. Oh, you must be Latina, because
Yes,
Latinos know
Farida.
how to say it. Yes, Farida.
Farida.
Farida's fine. Yeah, Farida, but Farida's fine.
So here's the thing with Chantal, right? So she needs to understand that she's running a circus. And if you're in the circus and you're the clown, people are gonna point and laugh and say something, okay? That's what you created as a platform. You make yourself a clown, and you cannot complain when people are like, oh, look at it. She just showed her entire fupa to the whole world that no one asked for. Let me make a video about that. Yesterday in her live stream, she went after Monty and everyone who was on that panel that night. She went after Gary, Skinny Queen. She even attacked a dog, a helpless little dog that has nothing to do and is super innocent. She went hard on that dog. What is wrong with you, woman?
Don't go off on dogs, because I'll come for you, Chantel.
I mean, she even
Okay.
kind of went off on Pete's too, if you remember. Like,
Yeah, she did.
when he came in, she was just like, "Don't even start." And I'm like, "Look, I don't have the best feelings towards Pete's because I get it, but at the same time, I also kind of feel bad for him. I do. Get mad at me, I don't care." Because
But I'm
sorry.
sorry. Just want to. I apologize. I was just gonna say a quick thing. I just remembered. She's not. She acts like, oh, I love my body. Blah blah blah. No, you do not. You are not. If you are confident with yourself, if you are happy with your life, if you were content, you would not be getting high all the time and also going to these relationships because usually, confident women are not going to take any crap from anybody. Let me tell you that. And she's not. She acts like, oh, I love my body. And you know how many times she said that. I'm sure you guys have heard her. I don't believe her at all. I know I remember those videos when Shannon did this one video when they were kind of had a fallout, and it was her bachelorette party. Chantel went, but she was so uncomfortable. She was also almost the same size. We never know what size she's at,
Right.
but she was, she wasn't comfortable. She doesn't like to go out. Just all the signs of somebody that's, not happy with themselves. And the only way that she is her mechanism is numbing her feelings, numb. That's the only, and obviously I know, that's how substance abuse, starts. It's, hey, this is not letting me feel. So I'm just going to keep getting high, constantly. And she's always upping her dose and everything. But she's not happy with her body. She's not.
No,
That's all.
she's
The way
not,
she
because if she
abuses her
was,
body, the way she treats her body and abuses her body
Yes.
shows how much she loves it.
if
She
she
has
Well,
had
not
nerve.
only that, but the way that she doesn't take care of herself either. She doesn't, cleanliness wise. If you love your body, then you're showering every day. You're taking care of what has to be taken care of. You're looking presentable. She does none of that.
Well, I do have to disagree with you, and I'm sorry. I appreciate your opinion, but I have to disagree because I shower every day or twice a day usually, just because I'm terrified that I'm going to stink or anything, because I am a bigger
A
person.
lot of big girls do.
I am
Yeah.
terrified of my body, but I get up and shower even when I'm depressed and I don't want to get up out of bed. The longest I've ever gone without a shower is probably like 36 hours. And I know that sounds crazy to some, and that's absolutely detrimental to me. But my thing is if she loved her body truly, she would not be as jealous of every other woman on the planet
Yeah. Oh my
as she is.
gosh.
That's how I
Yes.
feel, because she is jealous
She's
and terrified
intimidated
and
by
hates
women.
other women, period.
Well, I think
Mhm.
what I was saying was, I'm not saying because you shower you love your body, but if she truly loved your body, you take care of yourself.
No, you're
So
right. I agree with that point.
that's
Yeah.
part of it. So I'm not saying everybody that showers is in love with their body, but showering should be a thing that everybody does every day regardless, right?
Really? Yes.
It should
I
be.
was just gonna say that. And she has nerve calling somebody a drug addict. Well, we see her take drugs every single day and have the
Yep.
nerve to talk about Skinny Queen, talking about you're on benzos. Whatever Skinny Queen does, she ain't doing it on camera like Chantel is every single day.
Exactly.
And
And
we
she
Can
don't
ain't
I
out
even
say
here
know
some?
acting
what
a
all
fool,
Chantal is
calling people
taking, because
names
it
and
can't be
Mhm.
all
Can I
damn
say
wheelchairs.
something about that? As far as
Yeah,
the
sorry.
benzos, okay? I have not been I have not taken a benzo since November 1st of 2018. I was on them as prescribed per my doctor, never abused them, but I did have a hell of a time coming off of them, and I developed what was known as benzodiazepine withdrawal syndrome. It happens to a handful of people.
Mhm.
And I want anybody to know out there, if you're taking medication like that, benzos, and you need to contact me and you're having problems and you need support, I'm here for you, because I almost didn't make it through that experience, but I'm not ashamed of it. I survived.
But anything that is positive that you did, because that is amazing that you came through that. She tries to use that against you. Same thing Nader does.
Yep.
Anything someone does, he tries to use it against them. Like I said, I feel like they're one in the same.
It's very true. Curl Connections. I love the name, by the way, because I have naturally curly hair. I
Thank
don't know
you.
what the hell to do with my hair most of the time, but anyway, I just wanted to say that look, anytime anybody has, it's kind of like dope sickness. If y'all understand how, like, with opioids and the epidemic versus, actually, first started. Doctors were prescribing this like left and right out of nowhere because this is what pharmaceutical companies were telling them to prescribe. So a lot of people that were on them for actual like pain but didn't maybe need them, or they did need them, whatever the thing is like coming off of them, they were having dope sickness. With withdrawals, as Skinny Queen said, withdrawals, they were going through all kinds of other issues. It's not necessarily about somebody being an addict. It's just the prescription themselves. And that's why America is in such an epidemic of drug use at the moment. And again, I'm not saying that Skinny Queen is. I'm sorry. I hope that didn't come off that way. I'm just saying.
Oh no. I'm not. No. I don't get offended very easily, so it's okay.
No, I'm just being honest about how drugs actually work here in America, because
Yes,
pharmaceutical
yes.
companies will push them like with oxycodone, for example. When it first came out on the market, a lot of pharmaceutical companies were like, oh, this is a wonderful drug, there's no addiction to it, when really they had no
Yes,
idea.
there is addiction to it.
Exactly. They had no idea. They had no proof. They were just pushing that drug as it was. So doctors were like, okay, then we're going to prescribe it. So they would prescribe it to anybody
Can
and
I
everybody
say
that came
this
with pain.
too?
Yes, go ahead.
Anybody that's on prescriptions, don't come off without your doctor's advice.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
even if it's not controlled, you can have withdrawals. Like even with antidepressant, I came off of an antidepressant, and I came off of it cold turkey because I couldn't get the script, not because I wanted to. And you can absolutely have withdrawals from stuff like that too. So do
That's very
not
true.
do not come off of any medications without your doctor's help or advice. That's all I want to say to
You're
people.
absolutely right. You're
Yes, you
absolutely
are.
right.
I
I
made that
take
mistake
I
with
take medications. I have, as you all know, I have multiple sclerosis, and the first thing they want to
oh Lord.
prescribe to you is a narcotic for
Yeah.
pain. And my doctor had made it where, okay, you take one of these in the morning and two at night. No, no, no. I take as needed. I don't want to be tired and sleepy and high all day long. I want to be able to function. I have 2 children. I have a husband. I have my dad here. So I want to function. I don't want to be
Right.
dependent on a medication. So I take it the way I need to take it.
Absolutely. I agree with you. And I have a lot of things going on health wise. I have fibromyalgia. I have, back issues. I have all kinds of things. Okay. We won't go into them, but I absolutely do I was prescribed pain medication as well. And I take it as needed. And if that makes me an addict, well, whatever, Chantel. I take what is prescribed to me and I do not abuse it.
I think we're all losing sight that Chantel is a 38-year-old woman with the mind of a 16-year-old child, and the lashing out and the lack of responsibility is all juvenile. So once
No,
she grows up,
I need to fat shame. I need to fat shame.
okay. Okay, go ahead.
I
Wait a
really
minute,
have to.
wait a
Everyone
minute,
in the
wait a
chat
minute.
is talking
I
about
get that you're a big, wait a
Istanbul.
minute. I
What?
get you're a big
Go
big
for
girl
it, hot
too.
ass.
But I'm a big girl too. So wait a minute before you fat shame. I may need a minute
Come
to
with
like
it, girl.
Honey,
Come
I'm
with it.
350. I weigh 350 pounds, so don't worry, okay?
Okay, I was just about to say, I know you're big and I know I'm big, but just give me a minute because I'm sensitive, okay?
I'm
Okay.
Chantel's
Okay,
weight. She outed that too.
right,
Give me a
okay.
minute. I'm sensitive, okay? I am soft, okay? With both fat
No,
and
I'm just
heart.
saying, okay, I want to talk about world travel just for a minute because as a big girl, I know what it's like to travel, right? Like I've been on long plane rides and stuff, but I have limits because of my size. I choose to stick to, like the Americas basically. And she's wanting to go on this like 20-hour plane flight that's going to go to multiple stops on the way. She's going to have to walk miles through airports to get to different connecting flights. Like I
Right.
don't, I'm saying, girl, she's not gonna be able to do it, and especially going to Istanbul. I don't know if anyone's like looked at what Istanbul is like. It's beautiful, beautiful, but you have to walk
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yep.
That's what it is. Like, people walk everywhere. She can't even walk through the grocery store. She couldn't
Maybe
walk
she's
through
hoping that
Costco.
maybe she's hoping she can hitch a ride on one of those golf carts in the airport.
Yeah.
But no, I'm talking once she gets
I
there.
know. I'm just trying to make
It's
a joke.
crazy. I know. As soon as she said that she booked that ticket, I'm like, she's not going. She has no idea what she's getting herself into. Like this was just a manic, let me put in a credit card. There's hot guys there
Right.
situation.
She
No,
better run a foodie scooty.
What I don't understand is why do she think it's cute to be a hoe?
Why
and
does she think
here's
it's cute to objectify other races? She's literally going there just because of the men. She
and
doesn't know shit about the place, the culture, nothing.
I want
Right.
to interject something real quick.
Yeah, she said she booked a flight,
And look,
a
this
whole
is not,
package.
again, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I'm a CNA. And I just want to make that perfectly clear, but I'm still somebody that's very obsessed with medical knowledge.
Yes.
I just want to make that perfectly clear before I continue because I don't want to give any misconceptions to anybody. However, I do understand that she has had a full hysterectomy and she is a woman that has not been taking her hormones regularly or at all as of, the past, year?
At
Or
all.
better, maybe? At all?
But see, okay, we talked about this like last week, and half the women don't think that people should take them, and half do. It's like
Yeah.
it's a polarizing thing, the hormones, because I personally take them, but I don't take them
That's
regularly.
not my argument. My argument is here's the thing. I'm on birth control. I've been on birth control since I was 15 because my grandparents are crazy conservatives. But I've kept going on birth control because I don't want babies and I don't want a long period. Anyway.
Right.
But I have like virtually zero sex drive. I'm also an SA victim. So of course for the past 4 years I have been what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody help me.
Celibate?
Yes, thank you. There we go. So for the past 4 years, I've been celibate alone, but I've never had a high sex drive, even after, or before that, is what I mean. So what I'm trying to figure out, I don't understand how she has such a hypersexual drive.
She doesn't.
On. I don't
she
think
has
she
a
does.
need for
Exactly.
she has
It
a
has
need
to
for
be a front.
attention.
It's
She has
a
a need for affection. She wants someone to like her.
It's in her head.
Didn't you see Condom Gate? She's faking it.
I think
right, but that's what she
you're right.
wants.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying it just frustrates me that she's on here constantly and she is so hypersexualized, which if you are, you are. But the thing is, it doesn't make sense for somebody who has had
She's not. It's about attention.
And not taking hormones to help replicate, what's going on that's not there anymore. You know what I'm saying?
She has got no idea. I really do think, sorry to interrupt, but I really do think that Chantel has not got a high sex drive. She's got a high attention-seeking gene in her body, should we say? I don't know. or
Yes.
defect in her personality. She's got a sex drive, but
In her head.
Chantal, everybody has got a sex drive, and it doesn't. A really, really high sex drive is just a sex drive, Chantal. It's not high, it's not low. You feel like it or you don't. She's got again. She's got a warped, delusional idea about sex and sex drives.
Oh yeah.
She's
You're damn right.
lying.
Yes,
Let's
ma'am.
be
I'm
honest.
very
She's
right.
lying to everyone. She's just sitting there saying, "Oh my God, yes, this totally
It's all
hot
bullshit.
guy
It's bullshit.
who
It
has like
really
a
is.
20-incher and like he
So-
totally wants me."
I'm thinking that we researched this a little bit last night. I think she's buying these guys. We know she's purchasing. She's paying. I think she paid Motorcycle Guy what $150, air quotes. So that's what I think. If these guys are real, and I keep saying that, but then I have to fall back on myself and say I never thought that Nader was real, and here we are a year later dealing with this guy. So that part.
We found a website that's in Ottawa. These guys are actually putting their description, how much they charge. Some of them are negotiable, and what they will do for the price.
What's the name of the site?
It was. Hold on.
Did you hear that,
Hold up.
Chantel?
Put it in private.
Oh yeah, we
What's
had.
your account number, Curl?
I'm sorry. I just want to add
I'm
that the
about
point
to-
that Hannibal
I'ma
just
link
laughed
it
at the
to
perfect
you,
time killed me.
Monty.
I'm sorry. Hannibal, can you be my new best friend? Because you just laughed at the perfect time, please.
Yes, I can. I can, because yeah, we did. Oh man, we had a great time.
Guys, you laughed at the perfect time. Oh my God. And I know you like paranormal stuff too. So I definitely want to be your new best friend.
Can I say
Oh my
something?
God! Wait, Hannibal, you're into the paranormal too?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna start
a
doing
nerd.
some
He's the kind of
paranormal
dude I wanna
content,
go to
y'all.
an asylum
It's
with
coming.
and hang out with.
Oh yeah.
Paranormal panel. We could
I'm
do it
all
over on
about
my
it.
channel.
I'm so down.
I have so many good ghost stories.
Please invite me.
Like I've been trying to
Yes,
talk
we
my
could do it
mom
on my
into
channel because I don't care what we talk about over there.
because of where I live, and I don't want to like say it because there's a lot of people on this, in the chat, but because of where I live, Trans Allegheny Insane Asylum is actually, I mean, it's not close, but it's probably the closer one to where I live. And I've been.
Is that the one that has the creepy crawly guy that crawls on the walls down the hallway?
I think so. It's there. It's in Virginia. Okay.
Yes,
but
it's
I'm
that
not in
one.
Virginia. I just want to throw that out there.
It's
But I'm
that one.
close
The
enough.
one. It's the one where if you put a REM pod on one end and you walk away, it starts beeping. It kind of like follows you.
Yeah, and I've been like begging my mom because me and her are both quote unquote sensitives, and I know people are
Here you
going to
go,
judge that.
Monty.
So
I'm
it's
a
fine,
sensitive. It
whatever,
runs
but
in the family.
it does. No, I'm not kidding. My
No, I know
grandpa
it
was
does.
born- my
I
grandpa was born with a caul over his face. So if you don't know what that is, please look it up. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I hope Hannibal knows. Fingers crossed. Because if he does, then he's definitely my new best friend. But what I'm saying is, like, I've been trying to talk my mom into going for years, and she's just like, well, what if we end up picking up something and bringing it home? And I'm like, but I still want to go out of curiosity because I'm just glutton for punishment.
So can I say something? Hot ass and I, hot ass message.
We can talk about it.
We're doing something about a panel over on my channel, just like a hangout. Like as outside of Chantel, just like a lighthearted thing. So if you guys are interested, let us know. Does
Talk
anybody
about fun stuff.
I mean, does that include me? Because like I would like to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I feel like
because I'd love to join.
I feel like that we've had a lot of negativity. We've had a lot of negativity in
damn
this
right we have.
community. And after I was watching her go off on Skinny Queen yesterday, and I'm like, we have to do something. Like, we have to do something to stop this negativity. Like, really. And so I messaged Skinny Queen. I'm like, look, let's do ladies at lunch or something. And we'll talk about makeup and clothes or whatever. Just fun stuff,
Let's
but
exercise
I want the guys to be able. I want the
She
guys
said
to come too,
everyone.
though.
I know we
Yeah,
can
So it's
call it
everybody, you know.
whatever.
not
I
gonna
know
have
we
too
can
much
call it
input on.
whatever.
Not
I
gonna have
just
too
want
much
some
input on makeup and
positivity.
clothes.
I just want some positivity, and we can talk about her if we want to, but it can only be happy, fun, making like lighthearted stuff. That's all I want.
Like
I want
Okay,
lighthearted.
but
paranormal, we could do that.
okay, I was just gonna say, what if like ghost stuff is what's fun and happy to me?
Me too.
That's
I'm
It is.
fun.
telling you,
I like that.
that's fun for me. I love ghost stuff. Like
I
I would.
watch all of them. I watch Franco TV, Oh my gosh, the Paranormal Files, Twin Paranormal. Gosh, I watch too much paranormal,
Unsolved
y'all.
Mysteries, my first love.
I would
Of
love to be a part of
course.
that if I could be, because
Robert
Yeah,
again,
Stack.
totally.
Nobody can compare.
I mean,
because
that way it wouldn't take away from like everybody's curious and stuff, right? You know.
no,
So
you're
we
cutting
could
out really
just
bad.
have a
Your
low
mic is
key.
jacked again.
Yeah, I think you're having a bad connection.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a
Can
little
you hear
better.
me
Yeah,
now?
definitely. Yes,
Mhm.
Yeah.
ma'am.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
I'm not at home. I'll say something real quick though. We will do it on Sarah Jane's Journey channel. If somebody wants to put the link in the and we'll set it up and just, you know, go over to I'm not doing it on Skinny Queen Reacts because I don't have enough people to do a live. Like I can't go live on my phone there, so I'm not gonna do it over there. So we could do it on my Sarah Jane's Journey channel anytime. We'll set it up and just look out for it. Okay?
And I
Okay.
just want to say that the ghosts in Mexico are a whole different
Oh,
experience.
I forgot. I watch Ricky Velasquez too because he's a Mexican ghost hunter that I like watching, and Luisa Cardenas as well. Um, yeah, there's a lot of fun ghost
Y'all
stuff in
think that's bad? Have
Mexico.
you like researched Asian ghost stories?
I'm not even talking
Like,
ghost stories. I'm talking like the actual entities themselves are
oh gosh. Oh,
totally,
okay.
totally different. It's craziness. Like it's
Like
entertaining.
Ghost
I'm
Hunters
not
International. I used to love that
right.
crap.
I miss that show. I used to watch that, the Ghost Hunters and Ghost Hunters International.
I
Those were
love all things
fun.
esoteric as well. So I like fae and werewolves and
I have
things.
I have a bunch of fairy tattoos. I love fairies.
You know, fairies are actually kind of evil.
I know. That's what
I
each
just
one of
wanted to
my
clarify to
no, no,
not
no, I
you, but
know.
to people who
So
think that it's Tinkerbell. No, they're kind of bitches.
no, that's why each one of my fairy tattoos represents a different side of me. Like a different side of my personality, like my sexy side, my innocence, like each fairy represents something.
Do you know
Ari,
much about fairy lore?
yeah, Ari, were you
Some.
watching True Blood? Is that why you think fairies are evil?
Oh, I love
No,
True
they actually
No,
Blood.
they are.
are.
I
They
miss
They
that
are.
show
actually
too.
are.
They
Do
are.
they
You're
like
right.
Have
don't
you
they
seen
steal
that?
children and stuff like that and steal people's hearts?
There's
No,
so
They're
many
child
different.
they're
no.
childs.
Hey,
Okay, so there's fae, there's fairies, there's spriggans. What else or have some similarities, although they're
At the
different, right?
lightest, at the lightest, Monty, they'll be mischievous. Those are the nice
Pixies,
ones. So
yeah, they're very
Yeah,
mischievous. They like
yeah.
stealing stuff and hiding stuff and just wreaking havoc. They're like
Yeah, I
jokesters.
heard they also
Ask
like to steal people's
Native
hearts.
Americans about the
Yeah.
little people, and they'll tell you about the little people and how
You talking about the South
dangerous they can
Americans,
be.
the little people?
The little people in Native American.
Yeah,
oh yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
What's the
pygmies.
name? Damn it, what's the
No,
name?
they're
What's the name?
smaller than pygmies.
Pygmies?
They're smaller than pygmies.
No,
Oh
it's
yes,
a
yeah, but they call them little people. Well, that's what I've been told, that the
Someone said
fairies are the
no.
goblins and the elves. Because I mean, over here, my God, it's full of. I know people don't believe it. I was just talking about this last night. This is a weird synchronicity, folks. I'm into synchronicity.
synchronicity is my thing, girl.
YouTube reject like is in the chat. She knows we were just talking about this for some. That's weird. That's a synchronicity. So sorry, I'm just being really weird now. Sorry.
No,
No, you're not
I'm
being
all
weird at
about
all. Because I
synchronicities.
mean,
Trust
like,
me.
sorry, hot ass. I was. You go first. I'll
Oh no,
shut
go
up.
ahead. I'm just babbling. It's all good.
No, I was just saying, like, you're not weird at all because, again, as I said, my grandpa was, I mean, and it's legendary, was African American, I mean, not African Americans, sorry, excuse me, American Indian descendants, which my grandpa is. He's 1/4 Cherokee Indian, but he was born with what they call a caul or a veil over the face, which is typically it's just an extra piece of skin. It's like afterbirth that's been attached to the baby's skin. But in a lot of traditions, this is known as somebody that's born with the sixth sense. And that was how my grandpa was born. So his aunts, his mother, I mean, there was a lot of people that were very super. Look, see, Hannibal knows what I'm talking about. Thank you. Somebody knows, because a lot of people look at me like, "Are you crazy?" And I'm like, "No, I've looked into this."
No, a lot become elders and shaman and things like that. Yeah.
I have some interesting stories for y'all.
That's Native American.
What I'm saying.
My grandma was a medicine woman in Umbanda in Brazil. Those who know.
Oh Lord.
To interrupt, Dee Dee Lulu has actually posted 7 minutes ago.
Oh
on
my
her
God,
channel.
really?
She's actually doing it called pedicure ... So many colors to choose from.
Talking of ghouls.
Hold on.
Oh wow.
She's actually doing videos now.
Oh wow,
Shocker.
she has a channel.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
she said that she was going to
surprised.
open up her channel like a week ago. She
No.
said subscribe, and she posted, I think, maybe a link or something. And now but if we are
Oh my
listening to
God,
these
now
videos,
they
she
have
also
2
said that she
channels.
didn't want a channel, and she never did.
Grumbling for her reputation, Hannibal. What do you think? This is all clawing at that.
I think it's another cash grab. I think it's another cash grab.
I feel like that too.
Because now everybody wants to tune in and see what Dee Dee has to say with
Yeah.
especially all these. I think this is all, once again, once you take the emotion out of it and the feelings away from it, then everything has been designed to keep sending money right back up and down the Chantel ladder, including those that are even out of the picture. S-Jam, again, have no issue with S-Jam. He's actually doing pretty good since he stopped drinking. Love it.
Yeah.
But his views have also doubled since all of this has started coming out, whether it's a reaction, because people want to find out what's going on, and they want to find out from, I guess, the acceptable or accessible players involved.
Hannibal, wait.
I
So
don't
what?
want to.
I'm sorry. Can someone
Can I
clarify?
just say I don't want to influence anybody in any way, but I do. But it would be a shame if she got lots of subs, wouldn't it? It would
Yes,
be
because that's
So wait,
another
so-
means to their
yes. So
their
I'm not
grooming
saying don't
process.
sub.
It's a
I'm
backup
not saying
channel.
don't sub, but I
It's a
am
backup
saying-
channel.
Ugh.
Natural.
Okay, now
wait, can
I
someone clarify? Dee Dee has a channel now, like active
Yes,
channel?
we're gonna watch the video
frick
now.
me.
So,
Oh,
I
okay,
have-
Phoenix, you're right. Let's get started, everybody. It's
Okay,
only
now I
1 minute
have no
46.
RESPTC whatever for beauty.
All right, let's go. She doesn't know how to do the videos right, because it seems this is what happens when you don't know your dimensions. You make a video where the video is like really super tiny when it's supposed to be like, like 1280 by 720 perspective. All right, so let's go. Let's see what she has to say.
Boomer status.
Okay, I go to the nail salon too. Big fucking deal.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have
I wonder if I know
to
this place.
skip forward because she's playing music. So another example of not knowing that you're not supposed to be having even the beat can get you a copyright strike.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna go forward.
Speed it up, Monty. Like,
Even with
Yeah.
speeding it up, it still catches you. But
Okay.
I should speed it up though. Let me go 1.5. So this is it. About 10-12 minutes ago, she posted this. We're just gonna keep forward. Okay, so she's getting a pedicure now, I guess.
Great, because that's what we want to
them
see.
some
Is
big
your
old feet.
Count the
hobbit feet.
bruises. Count the bruises.
Yeah, she's showing everything but her face,
Do you
right?
see those feet? They're huge.
Feet is
Do you see
huge.
them cankles? Because that's some cankles I'm staring at.
Uh-huh. Why is her
Chantal's
knees?
break.
Why is her knees
Prettier.
bruised up like that? Like she's laying on them knees and doing some activities.
She probably
That's
spends a
a
lot
You
of
know
time
how,
on Monty. You know.
She's number one in the breakdancing contest, Monty.
Yeah?
It was a knee
Okay.
spin.
Yeah, she is.
It's just some Pilates.
Y'all be
Feats of
nice. Like my
endurance.
feet look like that, okay? I get it. I get it. These are horrible people, but my feet look worse than that.
Backup
Okay.
channel in full effect. And that's
Be a
about
little
it,
nice,
everybody.
please.
That's it.
Don't
That's the
bother.
video.
Don't
Wow,
So
she's
backup,
actually gonna start this.
trotters.
She's gonna
backup
start a
channel.
channel.
Backup channel would be for let me see. In case somebody goes to jail, then we can still
Or
send money on
yeeted, or he gets
commissary.
yeeted. Yeah,
When did
because
she do
Oh,
this
he
channel?
gets
so
Does
when
anybody know?
Nader gets
had a
yeeted,
channel
because
for a
it's gonna
while.
happen.
Oh, is this when he said she's gained 200 followers? 200 members?
Yeah,
Or
because
something
she's
during
like
that.
at 518 subs.
I checked a while ago and she had a channel. It was dormant. It wasn't anything. I suppose everybody's got a channel, really, if they're on YouTube. But
Yeah.
she, everybody's got a channel. I've got nothing on my channel because I'm not a channel creator. But she's had that for a while. So they've stuck the key in and started up the engine on Dee Dee's Lulu's channel, have they?
Yes.
How interesting.
So
I
I
just
guess
find
I'm
this whole
wondering
thing disgusting.
Now they're going to start going live on there.
Seriously.
when they start getting these strikes on their channel, aren't they notified?
Maybe they think that Nader is going to be Yeeter armored. I hope so.
Me too.
Oh my God, I pray.
So we got preparation just
the
in
thing
I
case.
hope
is,
so, because honestly, I'm tired of seeing this crap. Okay, I'm just gonna be very bold here, and I'm sorry if I'm interrupting anybody. Major apologies, because I'm new and I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
fine.
stepping on
That you're
toes.
doing fine. You're doing fine.
If I'm stepping on toes, be free to just like kick me because I'm used to it. But anyway, I just hope to gosh, whatever entity is out there, whatever, I'm agnostic, so I hope to whatever entity is out there, that
Call it
this
the
man
universe.
is going to be held responsible for his actions, because regardless of whether Dee Dee, Chantal, whatever, regardless of whether they are willing to press charges against him, which I think they should, but they won't for some reason or the other, I hope that he is held responsible, because he is a danger to women in general. And I'm sorry, that's how I feel. I don't know if there's a charge out there for that exactly. Especially because I'm obviously, if you couldn't tell from my accent, I'm from in the South of the United States. I don't know Canadian law. I wish I did, but I do not. And that's why I like following Monty, because he seems to have a better grasp, a better understanding of what's going on. And I just hope that there's something out there that's going to actually hold him responsible. Chantal dropped charges. Dee Dee will not press them right now, probably because of the abusive, the relationship that they've got going, and her trauma bonding and whatever she's going through. She doesn't see it as actually being abusive. I'm hoping that with May and the supposed, and again, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if anybody's confirmed it, but didn't somebody say that there was another charge being brought against him from another woman altogether? I don't know if it was
Yes.
May or something.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's
it
supposed to
was
be
another woman.
October. May came out. She did a video. I don't know if you guys about somebody October 3rd or something, and she wants to be called as Moon. I don't know. She said she spoke to her, so I don't know if you guys saw that video on May's channel.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah, but
I think
just
the
wanted to.
October was when it happened.
Oh, I thought she
Right?
said October is maybe I'm wrong. I thought
The
she
court
said
date.
it's another thing on October. But I just want to say, just to make this a little lighthearted, I hope maybe there's a charge there somewhere in Canada that against crimes against food and dishes, because when I see him cook, and especially when he does like Middle Eastern food, oh my God, my blood, I can't watch him. But when I see that's the only way I could watch him, when I see Mary Cab's videos and I see him, putting vinegar in hummus or like things like that. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Or the moussaka my way, or maybe there's a crime against food, because he should be locked up just for that alone.
Oh, well, Nader's shown himself to be a theoretical physicist. because he has the equivalent of Schrodinger's cat with Schrodinger's food, hasn't he? It's yet burnt and raw at the same time. It's the two-dimension theory. Schrodinger's cat food.
I mean, he plates. My family was in the restaurant business. I grew up around that. I love to cook. My mom, cooks all the time. Anyways, I'm just saying that I know plating, and I know Mary's husband is as well as her. They're in the restaurant industry, and it's just his plating. Oh my goodness! Like, how in the 70s or 80s, or when they put like parsley around, and it's like, it's this horrible food, and he thinks by like putting a few little things of
sprigs
parsley
of
on there,
parsley,
all of a
it
sudden
makes
it's
it
appealing.
fancy.
Yeah, I watch enough Gordon
Yes,
Ramsay
or
to know
the way
that's
you
very 80s, like very 80s
Oh
or
my
70s,
God.
like
it is
Maywood
even
style, like really horrible crap. Just saying.
Exactly. Even the how they used to make a flour out of tomatoes or cucumber, like all these weird. I think he did something bizarre like that, but it's just he doesn't even know how to cook Middle Eastern food, let alone him trying to make all this other stuff. And then he blamed Chantel that one day from stress that he couldn't even eat that gray matter, whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah, it was supposed to be bœuf bourguignon.
Oh, that's beef oh my goodness, that was beef bourguignon. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, wait, look.
It was
Yes,
Bob
that was not
That's
beef
what it was
bourguignon.
supposed to be.
That was a disaster, like everything else he cooks.
Yeah.
Like, look, I'm young, as I've said before. I'm 26, but I have to learn how to cook some things because I'm a home health CNA. So there's a lot of things that patients of mine have actually helped teach me how to make. Like, I know how to make chicken sauce picante, chicken gumbo. I know how to make all kinds of things that relate to people and what they see as comfort food, and they've given me recipes or helped teach me how to make certain things. And I'm telling you, that is not no, that's not how you cook. I mean, and the thing is he is so unsanitary. That's what drives me insane, because we are taught that washing your hands and cross contamination are probably some of the biggest concerns when it comes to food, because you're going to make somebody sick. I don't understand. That's probably how Dee Dee lost some weight, because I could tell from the beginning till now she's lost weight. And
she's lost weight because he's always cooking fish and she doesn't like fish.
Yes,
And
that's not how
now,
thing,
oh
is
my
it not?
God. I don't
No, she
understand.
can't eat it because she's allergic. From what
How?
and she won't dare say, I apologize, she won't dare say anything, because look what happened when she called him a coward. I think if you even dare to say anything about his food, that's like a big FU. I mean, so she's probably eating it up, smiling to the camera, like, yeah, that's that shrimp, this rubbery shrimp, that's delicious.
I don't understand how he is living under her roof and how he just cooks for himself when he's making seafood or something that she doesn't like. And all she gets is hummus and pita chips.
Lisa, it's
Well,
his
if you
house. Didn't
remember,
you hear? He pays the mortgage. It's his
Oh my
home.
God.
well, if you remember, Dee Dee
I
did say
don't
that
know
she was
if the
allergic
laws
to
have
shellfish,
changed.
but he said the way that I cook it is different. Well, the way I cook it, you shouldn't be. And this was, I can't
shouldn't be
remember what
allergic.
video this was, so forgive me, but he said the way I cook it is different. You need to try it. So he forced her basically to try shellfish, which was shrimp or something.
Is she
Whatever the one
allergic?
was. Yes, because she said that she was allergic, and he was like, "Well, the way I cook it's different. You're not gonna get sick."
Wow.
I'm not kidding. This guy is either that delusional or he's waiting for her to die.
Yeah.
This
He
is
is
a
And I'm
man that
sorry.
said getting
danger.
glasses cures your mental health, okay? He said
Yes,
getting
Gary,
glasses
yes.
cures your mental health. Did everyone get their mental health
Wow.
glasses? Has
Yeah,
everyone
mental
purchased
health
I
their
have
glasses.
contact
I've been
lenses
trying
for
for
mental
years.
health
They don't work.
glasses?
ill. I guess because I wear
We're
contacts
having
instead of
some
glasses, I'm still ill.
feedbacks. So if you are driving or anything
Yeah, it
like that,
sounds
can
like
you mute
driving.
when you're not talking? Thanks. But go ahead.
He is a crime against food and women and just society in general. He talks about children in the most disgusting way. When he spoke about Jennifer Corvina's son, I was in shock.
The
I
nice
was in
little virgin
shock.
comment.
I was in shock, and I don't understand. Do you think that was the straw that broke the camel's back for Jennifer Corvina about like leaking everything? Because
Could be.
he was talking
No,
to
I think it was before
her
that.
son.
Well, I don't know. I'm a mama bear, so if you come for my kids, I'm going for the jugular. I don't care.
I think it was before that.
I
I
don't
think that
know.
was just the aftermath of whatever Jennifer has done. I think this was all set in motion before, because these are pretty quiet people. This was all set in motion a long time ago. It's clear to me from watching these Sam's video. I hope I said that right. Sam's video that
Sam's Bar Lounge.
Sam's Bar
thank you,
Lounge.
Carol. I appreciate you. That these videos were set up. These are all set you up videos. There's no reason or no way that any person is going to be able to sit there and watch this stuff without trying to set this individual up like this at the end. I don't know of any woman that's going to sit there and watch another woman get potentially smacked and not say something about it and not do anything for a whole nother month. I say that again, scorned lover, you might have had something to do with it. You might have wanted to try to get with him. You might have even thought you could take him away from Dee Dee like Dee Dee did Chantel. Who knows? But
I have a theory.
All of these
Before you
videos
give
just
the
seem to be
theory,
set up.
Can you, before you give the theory, Curl, can I just say I'm going to have to go, guys, because I've just I've got lots of dogs
See ya.
just turned up at my house and they're all barking. So I'll go. Love you. See you later. Okay.
It was nice to meet you, Natural. It was nice to meet
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
Hannibal, you could finish what you were saying.
I'm here.
Then
Did I what?
No, I'm saying you could finish what you were saying. Then I'll tell you my theory.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
My theory is, I think Jennifer Corvina has seen a whole lot that was going on there. Also, she had witnessed how Nader has doxed and outed other people prior to. And I feel like she recorded these videos to protect herself, because if she was going to try to be in this quote unquote relationship with Nader, then she knows the type of man he is. And if she knows the type of man that he is, of course I'm going to protect myself. So I'm going to record everything every time we talk, just in case you decide to turn on me and I have this proof against you.
I just want to say, Curl, that I totally agree with you. That's been my theory, for a while. I know that this morning Monty spoke about maybe the fact that this was like an online or like a video sex thing, and maybe that's why she was recording it, which makes sense. But before that, I had thought that maybe Jennifer was aware of the fact that he had her nudes, because he's threatened how many times on a live stream on YouTube to expose her nudes? How many times? Like what? 3, 4 times, maybe? So I believe what she was doing was probably being smart beforehand. And if this is true, then she knew beforehand what kind of person he was. And she was probably recording these things so that she could have her own backup in case he did threaten what she didn't want, but maybe suspected would happen. I know this sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory. I'm aware.
So I'm curious, why did they? I'm just curious everybody's opinion. I'm hearing that how there's other, I guess, videos out there. Why are they dragging this out? Because how it says part 3, so I'm assuming there's part 4, etc. I mean, are they? Does anybody know anything about that?
Me personally, I personally think, first of all, look how many subs that was gained by just putting out the first video. Then it's the channel only has 15 videos to say they have over 5,000 subs. And they have tons of views from these videos. This also is her chance to gain money. This is a money grab as well. So of course they're gonna draw them out, because why not? If you put out a little snippet of a video that will premiere later, tons of people are gonna subscribe because they want to see what's finna be put out on him. What's finna go down.
I totally agree with you, Curl Connections. If I can just call you Curl, is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
I totally agree with you, Curl. That is definitely a theory I've had, but there's also a second theory I've had. And look, usually I'm very much a jaded person, so I usually automatically try to think the worst of people, and that's my own fault, and I apologize for that beforehand. However, I've tried recently, because of my therapist, to try and believe in people. I know that sounds like a crock of shit, but believe me, I'm a jaded person, so I've tried. But anyway, so my best thought was to try and make this person seem better in my mind. Was maybe that the reason they're doing such a slow release of everything is because of the way they're like subtitling everything. Because in my opinion, I know for a lot of people it's different, but for me, being from the South, not being used to hearing his accent, I struggle to understand what he's saying most of the time. And I need subtitles. I do. Like Gary, I need freaking subtitles because I don't understand what the hell he's saying half the time. So this person, including these wonderful subtitles is important for me to understand the context of what's going on. Even if I have to listen to it, a couple of times to understand the whole situation, the subtitles help and the context helps a lot. So that's been my theory, that maybe it's because these videos and these clips, whatever, need subtitles for a lot of people to understand them.
Well,
That's
here,
just my theory.
my thoughts on that is, why wouldn't you finish all of this up? From my understanding, there's supposed to be around 9 pieces of this, 9 parts. Why didn't you just do the entire thing and then drop it all at once? If it was for awareness, if it was for whatever, because the drip feed, or whatever you want to call it, to me has, and I've said this before, it's a money making scheme, and all it's doing, it's bringing awareness. True, it's bringing to light some things. Yes, it's exploiting this for money, and it's also, again, funneling money, funneling views up the ladder, back up this pyramid, with Chantel being at the top. And I understand Nader is the bad guy. He's purposely the bad guy because he is now taking the focus off of the other bad guy, the penguin. I mean, Foodie. So she's at the top of this. And again, she's crying foul. She's crying victim. Oh, woe is me now. And can't take responsibility for the introduction of this, for the creation of this channel and this individual here. Now, when I say creation of this individual, I'm not talking about, he's always been a bad guy. She didn't create a bad guy. She created a channel for a bad guy, a platform for him to do his praying, and consistently has gone back to him, defended him the same way Dee Dee has. And my fear is, while we are talking that Nader is the most immediate threat, agreed. Nader is the most immediate threat. Don't forget that Foodie will be free to go out and do this to the next man. She's already jumping from man to man. Who's to say she's not going to meet one of these escorts she pays for, that she then falls in love with, and then has this same arc, this same storyline all over again for the next year that don't turn out either the same way or worse. Hold her responsible just like you're holding him responsible. He needs to go. She needs to go. Pete's can stay because, well, nobody cares about Pete's anyway. But I mean, who?
I agree.
Hannibal, I think that when she was talking about the whole turkey bees that she booked, and she's like, oh yeah, there's this guy and he's willing to be my tour guide and this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, you are such an easy target.
Oh yeah.
You
But
are
if it's
such
real,
an
like I
easy
said,
target.
it's a story. I don't.
Like,
They're all made up.
men are going to take advantage of you. Like, in foreign countries, they
Oh
don't
my
give a
God,
shit
she
about
is an
you.
easy mark.
You know, what if she ends
She
up in
is
a
an easy
hostile
mark.
movie type situation? Like, seriously, where's she going to run? How is she going to run? She has the slowest getaway. Like,
And
where
no,
is
I
she
want
going to?
to. Sorry. Go ahead, finish. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's fine. It's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to say that I totally agree with you. And I agree with you, Hannibal. I'm sorry. I do agree with you. It's just, I do agree that Foodie has promoted this crap. And I'm trying my best to use the better language because I'm more like Gary. I'm very unfiltered. So I'm trying my best. But anyway, I do believe that Chantal co-signed on to all this crap. If it wasn't for her, he wouldn't have a channel that was monetized so quickly. However, I'm struggling because I'm trying to be a better person than I used to be because I used to be so jaded and I still am. So I agree that these videos from, Sam's Bar Lounge probably aren't on the best intentions. Okay. I get it. They probably aren't. But in my mind, I'm trying my best to just hope that it's, what are the words I'm looking for? I'm just trying to hope on my account that these people are doing this for like posterity, like hoping that these people are doing this just to be informative to other people that are in Natter's quote unquote harem. Because these people do need to know that Natter is not a good person. But I get it. Wait a minute, let me finish. I'm not done yet. But after last night and seeing that after those videos dropped, how many people were actually in his live chat. And look, I get it. People could be enraged, people can be all kinds of things. But after those videos dropped, did he not get the most people he's ever had in a live chat
Yes.
at one time?
Yes. Yes.
At one
Of all
point, he had
time.
Exactly.
1.3
I think it was
K people
1.6.
watching.
I thought it
Yeah,
was
he had a lot,
1.6.
but the actual record for him was 2,000 in mid-December.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Monty. My
Yeah,
bad. But I
so
was just thinking,
it was
like,
almost the record, but he typically only gets like 200 people or so.
but he hit a
So
freaking record basically
yeah,
almost for
yeah,
this year anyway.
it was December 14th or 15th that he had it was the 5-hour stream where it seemed like he was talking to Foodie Beauty and he kept on ranting back in December. That was the record, like 2K. But he's had close to that or over that other times as well when it was making fun of Foodie Beauty. People were tuning in.
But my point is like, this just seems like, again, I'm not trying to be my normal jaded self, but at the same time, I'm confused on this person's actual motives because I understand if you're trying to do this to expose somebody, I get it, but why are you doing it at a drip, as Hannibal said? And on the other hand, when you're doing it like this at a drip, it's giving Natter views that he doesn't freaking deserve. Yes, he's lost subscribers. I've noticed that. I mean, not enough in my opinion, but he's lost subscribers. But his views have gone up because people are curious as to what the hell's going on. What the heck? I'm sorry, Monty. As to what the heck is going on, and I'm confused. I did have the opinion that Jennifer and Sam were in cahoots to do this on a kind-hearted, altruistic basis. But now I'm so confused on the actual reality of their mindset when it came to doing this. Like, I don't know what to believe. I want to believe they did this for good because again, as I've said, I'm a very jaded person. I'm trying to change that outlook. I've tried to change how I feel about people I don't even know, but it just feels wrong to see this happening because this person has gone from basically 500 and something viewers from the first time I knew that they existed to almost 5,000, almost 6,000
Oh my
viewers.
God. Thank you. You gave me the number I was looking for last night
You're
because
welcome.
when I
You're welcome.
first viewed that first video. I was like,
You're
these people
welcome.
had like 300 something views.
It
And
was
this
500
third,
something thousand,
yes.
500, and then it's
And
gone
now
to like
they're up to
almost 6,000.
5K.
Yeah, like they're damn near 6,000. Yeah, like, and that's fine. I get it, but it just does seem kind of wrong the way it's going, does it not? Like, I'm not trying to be jaded. I'm just saying that something doesn't feel right.
And again, if you're trying to raise awareness, that's great. If you're trying to
Right.
expose somebody, that's good. But I mean, what's the drip feed about? Do all of that
I
at
draw
once.
it out.
I would make a whole 2 hour long documentary if I had to get it all out there at once, so that there's no question. This is just, again, a talking point. And so it's giving everybody something every other day, every week, to discuss about them, consistently keeping them relevant with the same storyline that's been going on, with a different spin on the same storyline.
Well, Hannibal, I'm glad you brought it up, because my only theory that I can come up with in my head to try and justify it, and look, I get it, I'm crazy, but I'm trying. The only theory I can come up with to make this justifiable is maybe they're trying to test the waters with each video and seeing how people on YouTube reacts. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to see like how each video goes and if it's reported.
Oh, kitty.
Because if they had done like a mass, like, expose at one time, it's pretty obvious that there'd be so many people that flagged it and were like, delete it, delete it, delete it. But if they're doing this at a slow pace, there's more people that are going to be interested in seeing what happens next. That's the only, I know that doesn't justify what they're doing. I'm just saying that's the only thought that I can, in my mind, process or understand as to why they'd be doing it like this and still be altruistic. Because there's a different response. Like, the first couple of videos made sense. Somebody was recording phone calls. We got it. We were okay with it to an extent. But now we've seen video footage of somebody actually being, Dee Dee in question, being assaulted. I guess it's maybe to kind of like test the waters, if that makes sense.
But I think the first video tested the waters and saw how many views it got.
No, you're very right there. I'm trying my best to make it. I know I sound horrible.
No. It's no, you make sense. But I also think that the first video tested the waters. It showed how many people went and subbed. It showed how many views it got. So the only thing I could think of, the reason why they're drawing it out is because of money.
I mean, I get it, because it seems like the only logical point. I mean, that's the only logical conclusion we can make at this point, because it just seems, because we've seen their, because the very first time, again, as I said, the very first time I was even aware of this channel, they were at like 500 and something subscribers, and now they're at damn near 6,000. So and that's been within a week, 2 weeks. So that's a massive growth. And the views on their videos are at like 20,000, 18,000 or whatever. I've checked because of curiosity. So it does make me feel bad, because I do wonder if this is about money, but at the same, or maybe even revenge.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was going to say. YTR just said it. That's the answer. That's
No.
why that to me that's what it feels like.
Money grab and revenge.
I mean,
Yeah.
I agree.
Because it
Look,
does feel very vengeful.
it does, because
Dragging
they're
it
just
out.
like,
They're like, what's going to come up? What are they going to actually post? What did she record? Who knows? But it does feel vengeful.
Also, I was thinking, you remember I think it was like a 13, maybe 20-second clip that they put out. I wonder, was that a part of another video or this past video?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that it didn't make sense to put that as the teaser, because it wasn't in that video. So that means that there's going to be another video that's going to be worse than this video. Huh?
Sorry, hot ass. I wasn't trying to interrupt you. I just wanted to state the facts that I've heard, or what.
Oh
I've
yeah,
heard.
tell me.
So from what I understand is, like, so chapter 3 that has been released, it's in 3 parts.
Oh, okay.
So we've seen part 1, but there's going to be a part 2 and 3. And somewhere in that, and I don't know if it's in part 2 or 3, I don't know, but somewhere in that is where we're going to hear the teaser, video included. That's how I've understood it. And from what I've understood, this was after the April Fool's joke, quote unquote joke, went south. Because again, as the video states, Dee Dee didn't feel comfortable. She said this was out of my, realm of comfort or whatever. And then it goes off until to the point where there's some issue with the fact that she doesn't feel comfortable with him, screwing Shushu, her long-term friend. I don't know how that deviates, but apparently it gets worse from there, is what I've been seeing in comments and whatnot. Because again, maybe I'm the one that's over obsessed. I do have a job. I really do. I do promise. I'm a night shift CNA. But when I'm sitting there at night, what I do is I do a lot of Twitter searching, YouTube searching, trying to figure out what's going on in this universe and trying to make sense of it. And while I'm doing that, it just seems like there's a lot of crap out there that I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. And I just try to make sense of what I've seen and heard. And from what I understand, part 2 and 3 are supposed to, I don't know if it's part 2 or 3, but they are going to include the whole shebang. If that makes sense. It's going to include the whole preview and everything. I just think I agree with Monty's assumption that this was probably like a video recording of maybe them doing online sex of some sort, which is gross and disgusting, but that's got to be the only explanation I can think of as to why Jennifer would record all this. And based on that, she probably saw a lot of things we or anybody else needed to see ever. But with that, it's also things that she should have reported immediately, because this is abusive. This is not a dom sub submission. This is abuse. Straight up.
I just want to know, at the beginning of each of these Sam's videos, it says that they received permission from somebody to release this video. Who's given permission to release videos at your house? Who's given permission to release your own personal videos?
Well, here's the thing. I know in the States it's different. Each state is different. It depends. In NC. Sorry, I guess I'm going to dox myself, but I live in North Carolina. North Carolina is a one-part state. y'all can dox me. I'm sorry.
I graduated college.
No, I wanted to sing the song. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm just saying I live in North Carolina, so that explains my accent, if y'all are wondering. I am very Southern. Get over it.
I
if y'all like
tell.
my accent, want to make fun of it, it's fine. But
I'm in the South too, so don't feel bad.
No, I can tell you are, Curl, and I love it. I love your accent. And also, side note, if you can help me, if you could give me tips privately about what to do with my curls, I would actually really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Because I know that our hair textures are very different. I understand that, but I'm the only one in my family with natural curly hair, and they don't know what to do. So I've struggled for years.
I'll put my email in the private chat.
I would appreciate that, because for the first 15 years of my life, I went to school looking like I had a cow patty on my head. But anyway,
I'm sorry.
Oh, you laughing at me. It's true, because nobody knew what to do with my hair, because nobody knew what to do with curly hair. I even had cousins that were like, well, you have African American hair. Why don't we just... I know that's racist. Believe me, I'm aware of it now, but...
Oh, I'm from the South. I understand what they say.
Thank you. But they were like... So I'm not going to lie. I actually did have a cousin that put an African American hair perm in my hair, to straighten it.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. Lord, you got to relax.
Yeah, you got to relax instead of a perm.
Y'all know it was bad. My hair turned to straw. It smelled funny. It was horrible.
Yeah.
She thought it would help because I've always wanted straight hair. And she decided, well, I'm going to do this. And good God, was it awful. It was awful. It turned to straw. It was clumpy. It smelled bad. It was horrible. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I get it. But if y'all have any tips that are actually, I guess like tips that are good across like different hair types, I guess.
Absolutely.
I would definitely appreciate it because sometimes I hate my hair. I still do to this day. Even though I've gotten better at managing it on my own, I still hate it. But anyway, and thank you. I know this is random, but thank you for the...
Coconut oil is your friend.
No, I've used products with coconut oil. They do help a lot. They do.
No,
I've
literally
No,
just
straight
coconut
coconut oil.
oil. Straight coconut oil.
Oh, straight coconut
Yeah,
oil.
you need to
Yeah, especially if you
moisture
have dry
your
hair.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Well, see,
Coconut
my
oil is
problem
so
is
good
I
for your
probably
hair.
wash my hair more than I should. Like a lot of people with my hair type, they say don't wash it, more than once a week.
No.
And, like I
You
get it
shouldn't
done
wash
every day.
curls that often. Like
I
that's
can't
why
help it. I feel like if I don't, there's grease all over my face, and it frustrates the hell out of me. I can't help
well
it.
then get dry shampoo.
Well, if I do that,
Dry
then I
shampoo
can't
is
comb it
not
through
too
because
good
of the
on
frizz.
curls.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I have straight hair. I just know a lot of people with curly hair.
Like I can't put
And
dry shampoo in my hair because if I try to comb it through, so I don't look like I Morticia, even though that's not a problem. But if
You
I do
don't look
that,
like
then it frizzes. You cannot
Yes.
put a comb through this.
Most
I
of the
used to
time,
have
like
to use picks as a kid to make it look somewhat decent. Okay, like you
for
cannot put a
curly
comb through
hair,
this.
you have to find like moisturizing shampoos. Something that's not gonna strip it.
jojoba oil's good too.
It
It's
is
like natural,
absolutely.
pure.
Argan oil is good
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, like I definitely need
Like
that.
I said, I got my email in the private chat. Hit me up and we can talk about everything.
I would appreciate that because, like, I need some help because my hair sucks, and
No
nobody in
problem.
my family has been very nice enough to.
Hey
Anyway,
Marvin, hey Nadusi.
what in the world was I saying? Me, I got off track. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Monty. I'm so sorry, panel.
Bunny trails.
What was I? What was I even talking about? Because there was a point I wanted to make, and then I got off track because I was talking about my freaking hair. Damn, pulling a Chantal, being self-centered.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Marvin. I was asking if who's given this permission to give out these videos. Who needs permission to put out your own videos? That's
Yes.
what my question was.
Thank you, Hannibal. That's what I was going to say is like, again, I live in the state of North Carolina, and here it's a one-party state.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can record calls. It doesn't have to require their permission. It's a one-party state. So I don't know how Canada is. Maybe Monty can like give us a definition on that. And it depends, I guess, on the province as well. Because the United States is divided up in the states. Canada
Texas is a one-party state too.
Oh, it
Monty
is.
said
Okay,
it.
so
I was watching a video this morning of Monty's, and I think you already said that, right? That Canada's is a one-party state, one-party consent state too, right, Monty?
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter. You don't need the permission of this second person. You can record it, but I don't know what it means when you release it like it is, like in public. Is there a difference?
No, not to my knowledge.
Then in that case, they have all the right in the world to like publish these video calls.
So who are
And
they
the
getting
fact that
permission from?
they're using a third
Right.
party.
They must be getting it from the person that recorded it.
That's what I'm saying. I think Sam's Bar Lounge is. Look, I've had this theory for a while, and it's just a theory. It's not factual. I want to preface that. It's not factual. But Sam's Bar Lounge is either a very disgruntled VIB, a disgruntled Nader follower, or an ex-mod. And it even could be Jennifer Corvina's alt. I don't know. But it is somebody, because there's been so many other channels that have reached out to Jennifer and been like, hey, if you want to talk about this, we'll be here to support you. But Jennifer Corvina went out to somebody that didn't have very many subscribers at all and decided that this is what she was going to do, which is kind of suspicious. I'm sorry. I'm not victim blaming. I'm just saying it's suspicious, is it not?
Jennifer and Pretty Genius is what's going on. So this could be Pretty Genius that's dropping the videos given to her by Jennifer. And that way they can kind of separate it because it's not really under Jennifer's name kind of thing. But
no, I agree. That's a
It's
possibility.
I would say it's a tandem. It's two people. It's more than just one person doing this, but
No, I agree. I feel like that's definitely true. I just don't know who, because to me it feels so weird that she would choose somebody that had a channel and only had like what at the beginning maybe 400 or 500 subscribers, because there were other channels like Monty, Gary, there were other people that were reaching out and be like, hey, if you want to do a interview, you have a platform here. But they chose somebody that was hardly even known. Does that make sense? It seems very. Sorry, their dog's barking in the background. I apologize, but it just seems like it's very fishy that they would go for somebody that was very, not known instead of somebody that was known in the community. That seems very suspicious to me.
Yeah, I would agree. It does seem suspicious, and on I understand. On the one hand, I would feel, yeah, somewhat better about the situation if I knew that all of the video had been turned over to the authorities, and whoever's releasing this and they're doing their drip, 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 just to keep Nader and Dee Dee on their toes. I'm fine about that, but I really do hope, because it's very serious that everything that they have has been turned over to the authorities, honestly. But if you want to do this drip, drip, drip to get back at Nader and Dee Dee, then whatever. And the other thing that I wanted to, as I was listening to you guys earlier, I was thinking about this last night. If you go, you can, like, this whole situation just shows you how karma or whatever it is that you believe in works, because the videos came out. Why did the videos come out? Because this Jennifer person was upset. Why was she upset? Because Nader and Dee Dee made it public that they're together, and that made her jealous. Why did Nader and Dee Dee come out and say that they were a couple? Because they were trying to change the conversation. Why were they trying to change the conversation? Because Nader was getting so much heat for what he said about Gary. This all stems back to what Nader said about Gary.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think it makes Nader more uh, trustable, like not trustable. I'm not using the right word, but the women in the harem will be more likely to trust him if he is in a relationship. And Dee Dee is like, they love Dee Dee.
I
In his
also think
chat, they
that
just
they
want to
trying to
talk.
make Chantel jealous.
Mm,
I'm sorry for cutting
right.
you off.
No, exactly. I believe the same thing. They want to make, because they don't like Chantel, so they're hardcore Dee Dee supporters.
Hmm.
And Nader saw this, and that was the opportunity for him to do that. Um, and I'm wondering if the videos are gonna all be leaked before August 3rd to coincide with the court hearing.
That's a good question.
I would hope so.
Because how many parts are there that are
Like if
left?
they drag this out much longer, it's just going to be ridiculous. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but they need
and they're
to
gonna lose
just,
credibility if
like, if
they
they need
drag it
help
on.
doing subtitles, I'm sure there's 1,000 people
I
that would help
I
them.
can help.
So,
I understand his
it's just,
accent. I understand his accent because I've lived around accents all my life, especially Arab. And yeah, so
and
I
I'm
can
sure
definitely help.
Mo's
Oh,
translates
and Mo
would,
translates. Yes.
like, it's not like they don't have resources. That's why it's weird. Like, the whole
Yeah.
thing is just, it's so sketch, and it sucks. It sucks that it's so sketch. Yeah, that's my problem with it. It's sketchy no matter what, and they need to do something to make it less sketchy.
That's true.
Can I interject here, because like there's another theory I've had for a while. Well, not a while, but like maybe for a day or two before Monty interjected his theory this morning about Jennifer like recording this because it was all a sex thing, which I'm not denying is plausible. I'm just saying that I had another theory before this, and I'm just wondering if it's okay if I throw this out there.
It's your
So
conspiracy, allegedly. Say what you want.
look, look, look. I love it because my grandpa, I love him to death. I was raised by him because of, as I've done said, and trauma dumped. My father wasn't a part of my life, so I was raised by my grandpa and my grandma. My grandpa is definitely a major conspiracy theorist, so I've heard a lot of crap. Believe me, I've heard a lot of it. But so I've tried to maintain my sanity by being like mentally strong, but there's some things I can't help. So I thought originally that Jennifer was recording these videos, or the video chats, the call, especially with the phone calls. The video chats, I guess it gets different, but with the phone calls, I originally thought that Jennifer was maybe recording these because she was aware of the fact that Nader had her nudes. Like, how many times has he threatened to expose her? What, 3, 4 times, maybe more, or
Many.
many? So I feel like I thought at first that she was recording all this because maybe she needed backup if she wanted to try and flip the switch and reverse the game on him. Because that's been his game for so long. Well, if she wants to talk crap, I'll just expose her or dox her, and I'll dox her nudes and this, that, or the other. But here's my thing. If she was smart enough to record all this, knowing this, then she knew long before we did that he was this kind of human. So I don't know whether I need to have respect for her for doing this, and kudos to her for being the brains to do this, or if I need to be mad at the fact that she knew what kind of person he was and still had to do this. Do you know what I'm saying?
I absolutely understand what you're saying. Absolutely. I, it's just so much. It's a lot. And I'm my thing is I'm wondering since this was already bad, could it get any worse?
Don't say that, because it can.
I'm not sure that Nader would uh show the nudes or the sex tapes or whatever,
Oh no, he's
because
He
not, because
wouldn't.
everyone
That's a
keeps
it
telling
crime.
would
him that's a
ruin his,
crime.
It's a
it would
crime.
also,
Yeah.
his harem would not trust him anymore.
Yeah, he wouldn't get any more nudes. That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Hmm.
And look, I've been in this same belief for months. I definitely think he's a wannabe cult leader. I'm sorry, not sorry. It just seems like the way that he acts, the way that he tries to pursue his chat, his viewers, his most loyal whatevers. I don't even know what he calls them, but anyway, it just seems like he is very cult leaderish. Like, he is trying his damnedest, his hardest to make sure that these people are stuck and clear followers of him. And it's worse than Foodie. It's worse. I mean, it seems like a cult. And I feel like he's trying to him and Dee Dee are probably like the cult leaders, the cult mothers and father, the mother, the father, the figure. And then he's going to go and do his own thing and make families have sex with who he wants to, whatever the situation may be. I just feel like he wants to have his own freaking harem, his own cult of women that are absolutely devoted to him. I know that's a very extreme way of thinking, but based on his behavior, based on Dee Dee's submissive behavior, it definitely seems like this is what's going on to me. I mean, look, I'm a true crime addict. Definitely seems like it fits the bill.
Oh my God, I'm a true crime addict as well. And all I can keep thinking about is that Dee Dee, even if she's somewhat of a victim, she still needs to be held accountable for drawing these women in and preying on them.
No, I totally
Because
agree. I totally agree.
I mean, like in those murder, okay, I'm saying murder, but or like SA crime stories that you hear, uh, the one that's helping is also held accountable. it's not just because she's a victim or she's been hit that
Right, but that's
she can't be held
Foodie has to
accountable.
be held accountable
Yes,
the exact same.
exactly. And she was saying last night, what do you want me to do? I'm the abused. Why should I, like, I've already suffered. I've suffered enough, type
No,
of
here's the
thing.
thing.
Why
Like,
should I,
look, I agree that she's probably been abused. I'm sorry. I know that's a very unpopular opinion. I do believe that she's probably been abused. I feel like that's probably why she's so obsessed. Is probably because she's been in a very toxic relationship with him and Dee Dee. However, her actions make me mad because she seems to want to promote this narrative that she's the only victim, and I'm like, no, no.
No,
Not that
Joanne, I agree with you.
she's just trying to get people to admit that she's a bigger victim.
Right, I agree with both of you, and I don't disagree that Foodie has not or has been abused. I think she has gone through some things, especially with this guy. The way that she handled it, the lack of responsibility for her actions during this entire thing, and the lack of doing any responsible thing after the fact is
Right.
what she is being held accountable for. It's not that anybody is passing up the fact that she has been done this way, and nobody wishes this to anyone, including Foodie. Nobody wishes this on her. But it's the fact that now that it's done, now that it's out here, and you're still going out spending $2,000 a weekend to try to get this man and lure him into a hotel room with $40 Ubers and everything else. You're still out here trying to be with this man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Is
sir.
what the problem is.
I'm
Is
sorry.
that's
However you
what the
identify
entire
as sir,
issue
I'm
is
sorry.
with Foodie. I'm sorry, I'm passionate. Sorry.
No,
I know, but
you're
that's
fine.
then when you say that though.
Oh, okay. I'll shut up.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just saying that when you say that though, that's when she says, "Well, now you're victim shaming," And it's like,
No,
no,
exactly,
that's
because she
Yeah.
reported Gary for the same shit. Like, she said you're victim shaming. Like, nobody's victim shaming you. They're trying to point out the fact that you have responsibility in this too, because
right.
you. Sorry, and again, Hannibal, I apologize. I hope you identify as sir. I said yes, sir, because it's just.
Oh well, that's perfectly fine, and I do identify.
Well, I wanted to make sure because I'm so used. No, don't laugh at me, please.
I'm sorry.
But I know I'm just so used to, because again, if you couldn't tell by my accent, but I am so used to saying yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. So when you were talking, I was like, yes, sir, you damn right. So forgive me if I misgendered you or anything like that. I
Oh
just
no,
want
you
to be
didn't.
clear. And the same with any other females on here. If I misgendered you, I'm sorry. I just wanted to point that out because I was saying yes, ma'am before. I'm sorry. It was my mindfulness. But anyway.
Oh, can I just bow out real quick? I need to get going, but I just wanted to say thank you, Monty. Thank you, panel. Thank you, everybody. It's been a very entertaining day. So have
All right,
a
take care.
lovely day.
Thank you. It's been
Bye.
wonderful
Bye.
talking to you.
Bye.
Thank you.
So, can I say something?
Of course. Sorry, I was going to say something, but go ahead. You go first.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna sound real asshole about this. I have no sympathy for her at all. She was a willing victim. She knew who he was, and she readily said it from day one. She knew what the man was about. Within like 60 days, French Fry Girl had told her, I'm sorry, not even 60 days, French Fry Girl had told her who he was. She already had experienced his wrath. And still through all of this, she gave him a platform.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm a DV victim survivor myself. And at some point, you have to own responsibility for your actions as well.
Yeah.
She legitimately kept going back and forth to him. They didn't live in the same apartment. They have no kids. There was literally nothing tying her to this man. This man didn't even love bomb her. He literally was abusive from day one. So how can I have sympathy for someone that, in my opinion, is a willing DV victim?
No, I totally agree with you because I am the survivor of a victim when it comes to child abuse. And I can never look at my father the same way. I can never, like, he tries his best to like crawl into our lives all the time, and there's just no way I can look at him as a loving father. I just can't. And maybe that's a horrible person to me, but I just never want to go back to that point because I know what he's capable of, and I just never want to go back there. Um, so I can understand what you're saying. I don't have a lot of sympathy. I tried to at first because I get that victims are different. It's a variant. There's a scale of how people react to abuse, and I get that. I understand that, but it's just so hard for me to accept the fact that she definitely seems like she wants to continuously go back to him. Or
Yes.
she only wants Dee Dee out of the picture so she can go back to him. That's how I feel because of the way
Yes.
she acts
No,
and the
you're
way that she
right.
ages.
You guys, you're
Right.
absolutely right. And she has been doing, she's done this before where she's been like, Dee Dee, you got to get out. If you need me to help you get out, like, you just got to go and I'll help you. She did this like a few months ago too, all just trying to get Nader all alone to herself. And I'm just like in my head, I'm just like, just wait for it. Just wait for it. Wait, we're gonna get the, I've talked to Nader behind the scenes, and we're just gonna try to be friends, but we're just gonna try to keep things offline, guys. Sorry, like it's coming. I feel like it's coming.
No,
The
you're very
reintroducing
right,
Nader back
Monty.
is coming.
You're
And
very right, and I feel that's exactly how it's going, and that's what makes me so triggered, I guess you could say. And I don't even like using that word, but triggered by this whole situation because she is willing. I feel like she's willing to put herself back in this situation. And I'm like, you don't understand what it's like to go through years of neglect and abuse. And like, again, mine is like a parental and a child abuse situation. So maybe it's different between, like a sexual assault victim, which I have also been with a totally different person, different situation. But it just doesn't feel right to me that you want to seem so gifting and apologizing to another victim. It just seems almost in my mind that she wants Dee Dee out of the situation so she can like inject herself. It doesn't seem like a saint kind of thing. It seems like she just wants Dee Dee out of the way so she can jump back in. And that's what makes me so damn sick. Because I'm just like, look, he has the potential to hurt you and you want in on that situation. And that's what makes me so fucking sorry. God, I'm sorry, Monty.
Oh no, you. Oh, sorry, not my turn. My
No,
bad.
no, I'm just sorry. It just makes me so freaking frustrated because I've been in that situation. My mom struggled. I'm sorry. I'm going to trauma dump. I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. I'll shut up. I'm sorry. I don't want to trauma dump on random people. Y'all don't deserve that. I'm sorry. It makes me mad. It frustrates me.
No,
oh,
Joey,
you're
I
fine,
think
Jemima.
We understand. We
we've
totally
all
understand.
experienced some things, had somebody close to us go through things, a friend,
Right.
family member, and I think that's what's so infuriating to a lot of people out there is that these things are being used, period. They're just being used for monetary gain, for sympathy, for ass pats, for side taking. They're being used, and these are very serious issues that have affected a lot of people across the board, no matter what color, race, creed, nationality, language. It's affecting you across the board because these
Absolutely.
things are real. And for you to get on YouTube and to pretend
Like nothing,
again,
like it's like a normal day.
like I'm the only
Mhm.
person in the world that has ever
Like
experienced
she's the only
this.
fucking victim. Sorry, freaking victim. Sorry,
And
I
then to
No,
keep
appreciate what you're
running
saying,
back,
Hannibal.
I
I
think
do.
everybody has the same issue. It's not that we don't empathize with you
Or
for
don't
your
believe you, Chantel. It's not that at all.
correct. It's just the
No, it's
fact that
just
you
that the
keep
way that
putting
you
yourself
act,
back
it's
into the
so repulsive.
right. So if I keep rescuing
absolutely.
you from out front of the train and every time I turn around you still standing in front of the train, one of these times I'm gonna let your butt get hit.
Like, I'm just gonna like throw this out there. This is not trauma dumping. This is just my situation and why I'm mad. Okay, so trigger warning, whatever you need. But so my mom married my dad. That's what happens. They had me in '96, but my dad was always abusive towards my mom. He was physically abusive, and he wasn't the best dad to me. Like, if I wanted to spend time with other family members outside of his, like, he would get mad and take it out on my mom. and I wasn't aware of it at first. It took years for me to understand that he was. My mom had eventually decided that she was going to leave him. So we came to my maternal grandparents, her parents' home, and we decided we were going to stay there. And that she was going to leave him, get divorced, that we were going to be okay. She was going to continue on. She was going to become a nurse. We were going to live under my grandparents' house until we could get a house together. However, she found out she was pregnant not long after with twins, my brother and sister. And she was worried about this, that, and the other. She was afraid of the divorce issues. She was afraid that this meant that her kids would be damned. I'm not kidding. This is a Christian mentality. This is the horribleness that it is. So she went back to him, and the whole time she was pregnant, he would push her downstairs. He would slam her into walls. He tried his damnedest to make sure that she would miscarry. But she didn't. She delivered a month early. They were both premature, but she delivered. And when they were 3 months old, my sister was a great baby, but my brother was a very colicky crybaby. And in the June of 2001, my brother was he's a very colicky baby. My dad couldn't handle it, and he literally almost shook the life out of him. My mom was a CMA, so she knew what to do. She was able to perform CPR on him and call 911, which I was there to witness everything, which was traumatizing enough for me, but sorry. Again, I'm not trauma dumping. I'm just saying that it's just so crass how the judicial system is here in the United States, because my brother was able to live, which was great, because a lot of shaken babies are not, they either end up as vegetables or just not being able to live at all. It's just, there's so many different variants, and usually it's not good when it comes to their diagnosis, their prognosis. It's just not. But my brother was lucky because my mother resuscitated him very early on. However, when we got to the hospital, my mother was denied visitation, so was my father. And then we had to go through the court system and everything. Long story short, both my parents were actually found guilty of child abuse. Even though my mother had nothing to do with it, even though my mother was the one that actually resuscitated him, they were both sentenced to 2 years in prison.
Wow.
And I know this, like, I'm not trying to trauma dump, but I still get mad at the fact that my mother was blamed, even though she was the one that brought him back to life. Sorry, I get so freaking mad when I think about it.
I'm sorry that happened.
It just doesn't seem fair, does it?
No, not at all.
I mean, I get she dealt with, like, abuse. I get it, but she didn't deserve that. No matter what she did, she didn't deserve it, in my mind. And I'm sorry. That's how I feel. Because I had to deal with 2 years without my mother. And I could have dealt with 2 years with my father because he was a piece of shit to begin with. But and that's just kind of how it was. And because of the fact that she has a record for 2 years, even though that was years ago, she was released in 2003. And it's now, what, 2022?
Mm-hmm.
Even though that record, and she was perfect, she did everything right when she was on probation, she still has struggles to find a job. That is my problem with the American justice system, because it's bullshit. And I'm sorry. You can think whatever the frick you want. But I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. I think my mother was a victim. I know I understand that maybe she put her children in a bad position because she was afraid of her husband. But she did nothing wrong in my mind. I think she did her best to try and protect us. And it just went really bad really quickly. That was her bottom line, and that's what happened. Again, as Monty said this morning, when it comes to abuse in relationships, it usually happens when somebody hits their bottom line, and that was what happened. My brother almost died, and my parents both went to jail, so that was her bottom line. And I don't 100% believe that's her fault. I'm sorry, I don't.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, I'm not trying to get sympathy. I'm just saying that that's just how I feel. I don't feel like it's a woman's fault all the time when things go bad. I understand they go back. I get it. But with Chantal and the way that she talks, it makes me mad because I'm like, you're not a victim. You are a victim. Okay, like she's a victim. I agree, but she's not somebody that went back constantly.
Right.
She's not somebody that had a child with this man. She's not somebody that had to think about the struggles of like, what about my children? What about my family? She didn't have any of that. She just went back because she wanted to, because it was all about freaking attention in my mind.
You say it was about attention. I think it was about control.
Well, yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's another good word. Yeah, I agree.
And I say that because she's getting plenty of attention from her VIBs, her chat. She's getting attention from around the world. It was controlled. This was probably somebody she couldn't buy. He didn't adhere to her terms. He had his own terms. He was the more dominant. I think Hadass said it one time that he was the bigger predator. He was the bigger predator of the two. And so it then became almost the alpha male struggle between Chantel and Chump. I'm sorry, Coward Al Shaddy.
El Shaddy.
And so then, of course, Dee Dee came in and threw that power struggle off. And I just feel Dee Dee may be trapped, but she's also a willing participant. It's
She
hard
sure
to have
is.
empathy when these people are willingly participating in this type and engaging in this stuff. Both of them
Right,
have
because did
defended
she
him.
not, in some form of way, coerce Chantal into dropping charges? I mean, we
Yes.
kind of have proof of that. So that tells me that Dee Dee is co-signing. Look, I can agree that Dee Dee is a victim, but I can also agree that she's co-signing to this at the same time.
Yes, indeed.
Two truths can exist at the same time, in my mind. They may, kind of like interact in a very negative way, but I believe that Dee Dee was abused, and I do believe that she co-signed at the same time, because she definitely did help pursue Chantal to go to the police and be like, I was mentally ill, this, that, or the other. I think she did that. But I also do think that she was abused at the same time. It's very hard to understand. I think that she is an abused woman who has been coerced by a nasty piece of shit, evil human being. And I know a lot of people are going to have trouble, like, deferring between the two, but there's no difference.
And she still wants him.
Exactly. They both still want him. And that's what's disgusting to me. Like, why would you want to do that? Because, and I guess maybe it's because I've seen what happens in an abusive relationship, because I've seen my dad. And I don't want anything like that. Like, I don't want to end up in the same situation my mom did, because she didn't deserve it. My mom should be a nurse right now. My mom should be taking care of people. But she cannot, because of the legal system, because of what she's been through. And I think it's disgusting and repulsive. But nothing, I think, is going to change the fact that my mom deserves to be a nurse, and she can't be.
Right.
And that's how I feel. That's why I want to be a CNA. I don't want to be a nurse anymore. I want to be a mortician, actually, which is totally different. Y'all can think I'm weird. Whatever, it's fine.
No, that's not weird at all.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. It's just working with hospice patients. That's kind of like the next step I want to go towards, is becoming a mortician and a funeral director. That's where
I commend you for working with hospice patients. My mom was a hospice patient. My mom passed in 2017 of breast cancer.
Oh gosh, I am so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. And
my condolences, though. I
thank you.
give my honest and sincere condolences. My uncle passed away in December of 2019, and we didn't even have a warning. He was an alcoholic, yes, but he died suddenly. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That was a very hard time for us.
I had the same look. My mom died in 2017. My mother-in-law died in my home in hospice in
Oh gosh.
2018. So we had back-to-back deaths. So I understand how you feel.
And I'm so sorry.
Totally
Like, I wish
understand.
I could give you the biggest hug ever because I know how it feels to deal with this. I have helped several people in the death and dying stage. I've never been hospice specifically. I work for home health, but I've dealt with patients in the death and dying category, and that's kind of like the thing I like to do, and that's what my boss has actually seen as my specialty. And that's kind of why I've pursued the mortician and funeral director path.
Right.
So I definitely understand grief, and I would love to give you the biggest hug ever if I could, because I mean, who going through that doesn't deserve a hug?
Right. Exactly. And I would love to give you a hug right now because you've been through so much.
Oh
And
God, no! Don't do that to me.
it's
Like,
so
I'm not
hard.
important.
No. Look, I can relate with you. I can totally relate with you. I was a SA victim. I used to see my mother get beat up on a regular. I used to see her with bruises and black eyes and to the point where she couldn't see. So I understand. I understand. And that's why I feel so passionate about what Nader is doing. This is not right. I don't care what type of contract they have. Nobody deserves to get hit.
No, I can. Sorry, I'm a little emotional. Yeah, I can totally agree with you, because if it were my mother, and my mother has been in that situation twice, because she did get remarried, and my stepdad ended up being a piece of shit too. I know. I had to actually go and step in and bring my mother home to my grandparents' home, our family home, because my stepdad had taken her car away, her cards. She couldn't go anywhere, and I said, "You know what? This is it. This is it, because this is the next step before he starts physically abusing you, and I'm not gonna have it, because I'm done with this crap. I'm not gonna watch you be abused again. I'm not gonna go through this again." So I had to go and pick up my mom, and I'm like, "Look, pack what you need for now. Get in the car and let's go, because I am not gonna deal with this again. I cannot deal with this again, because you deserve better. And this man is not my father. He's not the father of any of your children. He doesn't deserve any second chances. He doesn't deserve any respect. I'm taking you home." And that's what happened. Like, I felt like it was my responsibility to go and get my mom and protect her and save her from a situation where I feared that we would have double consequences, like from the previous marriage to my own father. And I'm like, "Look, I can't do this again. I cannot."
And
Because I
I'm
done
so
did.
happy you got her out that situation because
No,
I
thank
wasn't able to do that for my mother. I was a little kid. I had to experience this as a little kid, 6, 7, 8 years old. So what can I do?
I
Nothing.
understand. No, because like I felt that bad during the first situation, because I was only 5. When things went really bad with my siblings, like when my brother was a victim of shaken baby syndrome. And yes, I'm not joking about this. I know a lot of people like to, and that infuriates the hell out of me. But my brother was a victim of shaken baby syndrome, and I watched it happen. I was 5 years old. I was like completely in shock, completely disoriented, didn't know what to do, because my brother went from screaming his head off to blue in the face in a matter of seconds. And then I had to watch the devil appear on my father's face. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the look on Natter's eyes
Yes.
reminds me so much of the way my father looked that night, because it's like burned into my brain. Like, the memory is like,
How's your brother? How's your brother now? Is he okay?
my brother is 21 years old. Um,
Don't cry.
Surprisingly, he's actually not bad. I mean, he's got a lot of issues, like anger issue wise. Like, he's a lot like my father in that sense. But compared to a lot of children that deal with that syndrome, I'm sorry, it's a struggle. I'm sorry, Monty. Forgive me. It's hard to
No
talk
worries.
about. But my brother is doing a lot better than most children that suffer from shaken baby syndrome because, again, my mother realized automatically that something was wrong because my brother had been crying, screaming, crying. And when he went completely silent, my mother turned around and realized it was wrong. She rushed him into the living room and she immediately applied infant CPR. Because of her, my brother is actually walking around and functioning like a normal human being.
God.
He does have issues though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he has a lot of anger, a lot of ADHD issues. He has a lot of things going on. He has migraine issues, which I don't know if that's because of the syndrome or if it's because of genetics, because I have that myself. Because I am diagnosed chronic migraine disorder, and I had to have Botox treatments to cure it or help it. So I don't know if that's genetics or if it's just the issues that he had to deal with. But when he was cognitive afterwards, he did have a very swollen forehead. He had dealt with a lot of brain swelling. But unfortunately, they couldn't tell what kind of damage had been done at first, and he was supposed to go for another CAT scan at the age of 5. But because he was so cognitive and coherent, they didn't do another scan, which I think is crap. I still don't understand why they didn't do it. And this was Wake Forest Baptist, which is a highly regarded hospital here in North Carolina. So I don't understand why they didn't do it, because it was supposed to have been court ordered, but they didn't. So my brother is functioning. He can have a driver's license, even though he's lost it because of his own issues. But he's a highly functioning human being. It's just he's got a lot of anger and ADHD issues on top of that make it hard for him to function. But anytime you want to interject that, hey, maybe you need to seek some psychiatry, maybe you need to seek some extra help, he just flat out refuses at this point because he's 21. There's nothing I can say or do unless he wants to do it on his own.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing, Joanne. This is very deep and
I know, I'm sorry
for
if
a lot
it's
of people.
depressing. I apologize.
Think this might be a good time to end it right now. Hopefully, all I can say is positive vibes to you. Are you in therapy right now?
Yes, I am. I'm in therapy now. My siblings, on the other hand, I wish they were, but they're not. So, but yes, I am in therapy, trying to kind of cope and deal with all these issues. Even though I'm 26, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of work to get through all these issues. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
to lighten the mood, we can all agree on that video. Nader did look like Foghorn Leghorn. He did. Like he had the whole rooster thing going on.
You talking about that video from Sam's where he looked like Beaker?
Yes,
Oh,
right.
okay.
He looked just like a rooster or beaker. I mean, let's be honest.
Oh God. I'm sorry. That did help. That did
Yeah.
help.
Look through my eyes for a little while.
But I just wanted to say this. I did copy your email, Curl Connections, and I'm going to email you after this. And I hope that maybe you can help me with my own curl issues. I know that I'm white, and I'm sorry about that, but I do have curly hair, and I'm hoping that
Girl,
maybe you can help me with.
your skin color don't mean nothing.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I just hope you can help me because, like, a lot of
I
people
would do
just look
my
at me.
best. I would definitely do my best. Any tips that I have with my own curls and my daughter curls, I will definitely pass them on to you.
I appreciate it because nobody in my family has it. Like, I'm not kidding. Nobody in my family has it. There's been a lot of people in my family that are like, well, you must be a prodigy of some kind of African American descent. And I'm just like, that's racist for one. But I mean, it just seems like that's kind of like their mentality. And I'm like, so you're not going to help me figure out how to take care of my hair? You're just going to let me walk around with a big old cow patty on my head? And I'm just serious. That's how they've been for the most part. And it's insane. Like, I need help.
I got you.
Thank
All
you.
right, John. Well, thanks for sharing, everybody. This is a very dark times in the community because of what's happening. And I wish you the best, Joanne, and everything. And we're just gonna end it here.
Okay, thank you
So,
very Monty for giving me a platform to say anything. I appreciate it. Like I didn't need to, but I totally appreciate it. I do.
all right. Well, take care, everybody. Have a good one. I know this was really long. I need to put a trigger warning on all of this, and I will. But take care. Smash that like button and be safe. Have a good one, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.